to you live from Wilmington High School here in Wilmington, Massachusetts. We'll welcome you in for another edition of boys basketball here between the Watertown Raiders and the Wilmington Wildcats. Alongside Jim Boyle, my name's Andrew Del Piana, and Jim, two teams in the first couple of games that are kind of working in different directions a little bit. Wilmington still looking for that first victory, while Watertown split their first 4 games of the season.
True. Coach Anthony Varsity has really struggled to get off to a quick start. There's been a lot of illness and injury going on for the program. Started the season off 0-4. This is a really good test for them because of the big guy that Watertown has, Cardi. As far as the Harrington's concerned, he's really relying on Cardi and Labassiere to make things happen. Defensively, he'll go from man-to-man to zone. Wilmington has to understand that. The good news for the Cats is going to be tonight. They've got Connor Sullivan's back almost fully healthy. He had pneumonia earlier in the year, and then he got sick. So now hopefully he's back fully healthy, along with Ryan Gray, 2 juniors that they're really going to count on.
And that's the big thing that Watertown head coach Steve Harrington said before today's game, is that's a Wilmington team on paper. You look at them 0-4, but it's a team that hasn't been healthy in the first half of the season, something that's really going to play to their advantage. And, of course, on the other side for the Raiders, 6'10" Will Carthy really commanding the inside there.
He really does. I watched him on tape, 2 games, one against Belmont. He gets a little bit tired. What Wilmington really has to do is really make him work defensively. If you make him work defensively, Wilmington ran up against a big guy against Stoneham 2 weeks ago, and he just dominated the low block, and we need an understanding of where he is at all times. Make sure you keep fronting Cardi a little bit. Make the other guys beat you would be probably the philosophy that Coach Varsity is going to go in here with.
It's going to be interesting seeing Aiden Balzer go against Will Carthy. That's going to be the matchup tonight. But again, we're just a minute away from Raiders and Wildcats here from WCTV. So I'll turn it over to Jim Boyle for our public address announcements in just a little bit. Stay with us.
MIAA men's boys basketball contest between Wilmington and Watertown. Participating student athletes, coaches, and contest officials have worked diligently to prepare for today's competition. Please show your appreciation by demonstrating good sportsmanship and respect for all in attendance. Ensure that your behaviors reflect the values that should be identified with these student athletes. Assume responsibility for your behavior and the behavior of those around you. If you require assistance, please call upon a school official. Remember, any verbal, written, or physical conduct related to race, gender, ethnicity, disability, sexual orientation, or religion shall not be tolerated and will subject the violator to ejection and exclusion from future games. And now for our starting lineups. First, for our visitors from Watertown. Number 3, Aiden Didovic. Number 5, Olivier Labassiere. Number 10, Serge Gabian. Number 21, Michael Shannon. And number 24, William Cardi. Watertown is coached by Steve Harrington. And now for your Wilmington Wildcats, number 4, William Poyet. Number 5, Roman Sennett. Number 10, Connor Sullivan. Number 12, and Captain Ryan Gray. And number 14, also a captain, Aiden Balzer. Wilmington is coached by Anthony Varsity. We ask that you please rise, take off your hats, face the flag for the playing of our national anthem. Alongside of me, Andrew Delapiana. Welcome, Andrew, to Wilmington High School for this broadcast. Andrew is a junior at Syracuse University. Getting his reps in with me, it makes me feel proud. I mean, when Andrew becomes famous and popular, he's always going to sit back and say, you know, I got to work with that famous Jim Boyle Wilmington. Welcome, Andrew. Pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you so much, Jim. Good to be back here at Wilmington as well. Still a long way to go until I get to that point, but again, we'll wait until then. Wilmington and Watertown just moments away from tip-off. Again, off the top, we told you Wilmington still search of that first victory of the season, while Watertown a 2-2 split in their first 4 games, led by 31st-year head coach Steve Harrington, which we'll kind of sprinkle in all throughout the night some things about him. And on the other side, first-year head coach for Wilmington, Anthony Faraday, coming over after 7 seasons as the Methuen head coach of the NVC. It's Will Carthy and Aiden Bolter at half court, ready to tip things off here from Wilmington High School. Watertown in the road, black and reds. Well, Wilmington in the home, white and blues, and we are underway with the Raiders earning first possession. Headlined by number 3, Aiden Didovic. He'll run point tonight for the Raiders, but again, that big matchup we talked about, Jim, is going to be Bolter and Carthy all night long. Good ball movement from Watertown in their opening possession, but the three-pointer from Didovic is short, and a defensive rebound grounded by Connor Sullivan for Wilmington.
Important to rebound. Wilmington's importance of defensive rebound will be key here, especially with Carty being so big.
Cats' first offensive possession of the game. Bolter, a straightaway 3, rattles in and out, and the defensive rebound for Carthy.
Wouldn't be shocked to see that a lot, try to pull him away from the basket. Aiden's a pretty good three-point shooter.
And in the modern game, you really have to stretch the floor as much as possible, something that head coach Steve Harrington for Watertown said Will Carthy has done a really good job of as of late.
I do know he can hit the 3. Carty's he's made a few threes in his lifetime.
They go to the 6'10 big man in the paint, and he's wrapped up in the first whistle of the ball game. It's Wilmington caught with the personal foul. That one's going to go into number 5, Roman Sennett.
And it gets important there that we front him as well as somebody comes up from behind. Not bad, not exactly a great foul, but not a bad foul.
Shot clock was just about down to 8 seconds. Watertown gets a fresh 35, an easy miss there by number 21, Michael Nashubin. Still scoreless between the Cats and the Raiders, just over a minute in from Wilmington High School. Wilmington going 1 and done on their first possession after the missed 3 from Aiden Bolter. Here's Connor Sullivan down the lane. Some good defense by Carthy, making it tough in the interior.
Not a bit. Like I say, go to the hoop. You got a chance. You don't want to flout around outside. Make him work. That's a push. They're going to call the offensive foul there.
That one's going to go against Bolter instead for the push. Second team foul against the Cats.
Don't totally agree with that one, Andrew, but that's the way it works here.
Watertown, a lineup that features just one of 5 starters returning from last year's team after a trip to the Sweet 16, making the tournament as the 14th seed, eventually lost to the number 3 seed Pittsfield, who made it all the way to the state semifinals. Drive to the lane, good defense by Connor Sullivan to force the miss from Ali Labassiere.
Sullivan will look to run the offense, too. It's good to have him back. Frees up Gray and Sennett and Poyant to shoot.
Here is the junior captain, Ryan Gray, and he's got the first 2 points of the night for Wilmington. 2-0 Cats, 2 minutes into the first.
And Coach Faraday likes to man-to-man pressure, make them speed the game up a little bit.
Watertown, a little bit of a slow start after coming off a season-high 89 points in the victory over XL High School on Monday.
Nice
but
move.
They get their first 2 points thanks to a nice lay from Aiden Didovic.
Good offensive set. Watertown looked to press. At least speed Wilmington up.
The Cats are going to break that over the timeline. Bolter goes straight downhill. He'll kick to the near corner for Gray. Drives right downhill.
Nice
The
job,
soft
Ryan.
touch it in.
Ryan Gray with the first 4 points, and that opens it up. With having Connor Sullivan back really helps Ryan, and Ryan's ability to get to the paint and score really helps the Cats.
4-2 Wilmington. 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. Aiden Didovic, the lone points for the Raiders so far. They'll operate the orb at the top of the key. Send it off to number 21, Michael Nasayan. Backing down his defender, lost up in the feet. He'll go up strong. He's short on the layup. Rebound battle between Bolter and Nasayan. Will jump it up. It's Wilmington basketball.
Sennett did a really good job there. He got a little beat baseline, but he used the baseline as the defender and forced the offensive player to take a bad shot. Full court press has caused Wilmington trouble early in the year.
One of the first things you're taught in defense is to use that out of bounds as that extra defender. Wilmington executed to perfection there. Leading 4-2 with 4:45 to go in the opening quarter.
Oh, will take it.
Balter with a dribble handoff for Connor Sullivan. Little give and go with Balter. He takes the bump, but he gets fouled in the process. That one goes against Carthy.
In that possession, Andrew, they had two dribble drives into the lane. That one, they got the ball off to Balter. Look, Poyen almost had the lane because Balter had taken Carty out big. So Wilmington really looking to get dribble penetration in the lane and get the dish to either Gray or Balter.
Two at the line for Aiden Balter. He's too strong on the first. Keeps it 4-2 Wilmington. 4:34 frozen on the first quarter clock. Again, thanks for joining us here on WCTV. Jim Boyle and Andrew Delpiano with you from Wilmington High School. Balter splits the two at the charity stripe, 5-2 Wildcats. Raiders looking for a little momentum on offense. They've gone a little cold here with just one made field goal just almost halfway through the first quarter. Here comes the double team to the big man, Carthy. Nasayan backs it back out. First touch for Serge Gabayan. Carthy, a left wing three, got it. And he silences the Wilmington bench.
That's where he's dangerous. I saw him on film twice, the two games we watched. He can hit that three. They got to be very aware of that.
Something we said right at the top with Steve Harrington, that of course it's great to have a 6'10 guy. It's the biggest guy he's ever coached here in his 31 years at Watertown High School, but to see him stretch the floor is a new element of his game that can only really get better being in his junior season. Ties the ball game at 5 apiece under the halfway mark of the first quarter.
Nice.
Sullivan working right through the lane, missed the layup. Ball pinballs around, and it's last out on Watertown. Some good effort after the miss by Sullivan.
But again, Coach Farady's got to be happy with that. Again, dribble drive penetration, getting through into the lane, and the big guy out of the way. You want to make the bunny if you can, but again, they're getting what they want. They're getting the looks they want into the lane without the big guy around. So it's actually a good start for the Cats here. Much more consistent offense than we've had earlier in the year.
Allows Connor Sullivan to tie those nice neon green Nikes he got on. I think those are the Curry Grinches or Kobe Grinches that just came out just a couple of days ago on Christmas.
I'll give you all the sneaker credit. I have no idea.
I am the last guy to ask about sneakers, my friend. I just saw that on the Nike Instagram page a couple of days ago. Wilmington misses on their second chance opportunity. It's 5-5 with 3.5 to go in the first quarter. Corner three for Gabayan, and he hits. Raiders take their first lead of the ball game, 8-5 with 3:15 to go in the opening quarter.
Good catch.
Wilmington does a good job of breaking that press, and it's an easy two for Ryan Gray.
Get really good heads-up play by Sullivan again to get Gray cutting down the lane. And again, breaking the press in the middle of the backcourt, really emphasize on the Cats.
And a good start for Ryan Gray. He's got a quick 6 points, and now he's running in transition the other way. Euro step through the lane. The blocking foul goes against Watertown. How about the aggressiveness of Ryan Gray early?
Ryan Gray in the Stoneham game hit his head, was concussed. He's back. I think he's played above and beyond what I would have even expected for a junior, really getting his big quality minutes now. He's a really long, lean, get-to-the-rack player, and I think we're looking at a good season for him. It's a great start for him.
And someone who they're really going to need in these next 2 years if they want to try to turn things around. A 4-win team last year, still looking for that first victory, of course, this year. Number 12 is going to be a big piece of this team going in the right direction.
Absolutely right, Andrew.
Second at the charity stripe for Ryan Gray, who's already up to 7 points. And make it 8, and Wilmington regains the lead. 9-8 Cats, under 3 minutes to go in our opening quarter. Carthy receives it over the timeline. Nice dish inside, but even better defense by Sullivan. Wilmington pushing the pace back the other way again, and Gray draws another foul.
Again, Sullivan sees it from three-quarter court and sees that he's open. Ryan not being timid, being very aggressive. I think that's exactly probably what coaches tell him. Let's get the ball into the paint and let's score.
Still yet to see our first substitution from either side. These starting lineups working pretty hard in these first 5.5 minutes. 2 more at the line for Ryan Gray. Rattles out on the first.
One of the keys to Wilmington's game has always been they got to make their free throws. Really struggle at times from the line. Take the free ones when you get them. Balter missed one earlier, and now Ryan's missed one.
One of two, good for Ryan Gray. He's got 9 points, and Wilmington leading 10-8. He's outscored the Raiders in this first 5.5 minutes of action. Carthy, straightaway three, too strong, bank open, but just couldn't get it to fall.
I think you got to give him that one. I think that's if he. Oh, nice block.
Carthy with a swat at the other end, and then last out on Sullivan. Not much you can do there if you're Connor Sullivan.
No, but again, a positive. He gets the ball into the. They're beating their men off the dribble, getting into the lane. There was nobody there, and Carty is the cleanup on defense for them. If you can get Carty out of that spot, Wilmington's really done a good job in the paint today. All their points, except for free throws, been in the paint. Watertown
back to work on offense with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. 10-8, the Wilmington lead.
Oh.
Carthy nearly throws it away. Pinballs around, and Wilmington had it for a moment. It is Wildcat basketball thanks to the foul. That
again, good hands. Hands look in the passing lane. They're really, again, it's as aggressive defensively that I've seen them play in their first 4 games. So it's nice to see. Substitute in for our friends from Watertown.
Benjamin Texera checks in for Wilmington, replaces Sergey Gabayan.
So this will be a full court pressure. Probably try to double the ball in the corner if they can. Good play.
Now Watertown will back off that full court press, get into the hands of the guy with the most points in the first quarter for either side, Ryan Gray with a quick 9. He'll Euro step through the lane, give him 2 more.
Ryan Gray taking the offense into his own hands in this quarter.
Wilmington leads 12-8.
11 of the 12 he's got.
90 seconds to go in the first quarter. Can't ask for a much better start from number 12. Gabayan shapes through the lane, but he got whacked on the way there. That one going against Ryan Gray, his first personal.
Andrew, don't mind the aggressiveness there on defense. If they're playing aggressive on defense, they're playing aggressive on offense. Again, it's the first time they're, I think, at full strength, and they're really looking like they're cohesively coming together as a team, especially defensively.
Inbound comes to the short quarter for Gabayan.
Oh, that's just a...
Got tripped up. Roman Sanat saying, I didn't do anything, sir.
It's the famous hands up in the air like this.
Me? Are you sure?
It's the NBA look. 24 will be Julian Martins, a sophomore coming in.
He'll take out Roman Sanat, picking up that foul. Also a change for Watertown. As Serge Gabayan a little bit limpy on the Watertown sideline. Corner 3.
And Martins will bring a different look here for the Cats as well. Very, very fast, quick, good defender, really good hands. Shortstop will be the shortstop of the baseball team. Looking to facilitate more than score, which is what they really need. Quick facilitator.
Sullivan getting away from the good defense of Texera after he just checked in for Watertown.
Oh, that's a double
Sullivan
dribble.
called for the double dribble.
Turnovers and missed free throws, Andrew. They'll kill you every time. Turnovers and missed free throws. This Cats with a 4-point lead. Going to have to play some good, solid defense there last minute of the quarter.
Didovich will settle things down for Watertown, with Wilmington leading 12-8 with 45 seconds and counting to go in the first quarter. Labassiere on the dribble drive. Scoop layup hits the bottom of the backboard. And then him and Bolter jump it up. It's Raiders basketball thanks to the possession arrow.
That's a tough one there. Bolter had possession, got a little bumped around, but that's probably going to sit him for the last minute. Try not to get that second foul. Kyle Gabriel, number 33.
Both teams with 4 team fouls, I should say. So one more for either side puts the other team in the bonus. Just 38-6 to go in the first quarter, though, with Wilmington leading 12-8. They'll come over the top to the big man, Carthy. Didovic rejects the screen. Nice crossover. Ducks through the lane, but he's swatted away by Ryan Gray. Who else?
Shot clock is off.
Wilmington can hold for the last shot if they please, but they turn it over. Plenty of time for the Raiders with under 12 seconds to go in the first quarter, trailing by 4. Labassiere cuts through the lane, open 3 for Nasayan. Off the back of the heel, offensive rebound for Carthy, and the easy 2. And that turns out to be the final play of the first quarter. After 8 minutes here from Wilmington High School, it's the Wildcats 12 and the Raiders 10. A good first 8 minutes of basketball from either side. We'll be right back after this.
Okay, we're back here. I just want to thank our WCTV sports coverage is powered by Red Heat, American Tavern. WCTV is powered by Critical Mass Solar, Austin Stife, Mortgage Lender, Officer, and Team Blue Real Estate Group. WCTV coverage of boys basketball is sponsored by the Beauty Boutique. And I can't wait, Maria, to get into the Beauty Boutique to get me looking a little bit better than I do. So, Andrew, we're back. 12 to 10, it's all yours.
I don't think they need that much. Maybe not at all, actually.
Yeah.
Again, Jim
I
Boyle.
need a lot of work.
Jim Boyle and Andrew Del Pianobic with you for second quarter action between Wilmington and Watertown. The Wildcats leading 12 to 8 behind 11 points thanks to Ryan Gray out there on the floor right now. Wilmington a little bit of a lull offensively in the back end of that first quarter after a hot start. But here goes Ryan Gray back to work. He'll send it away for Bolter for a left wing 3 short, and the rebound pulled down by Nasayan. Teixeira, full head of steam,
carry.
but he's called for the carry.
No, the turnover one. That's the second good look Aiden's had. Balters have from the 3 ball. That one looked on from here, a little bit hard, a little bit long, but we'll see. Not bad. You want to keep getting those looks.
Connor Sullivan leads the possession for the Wildcats. Just over 45 seconds gone in the second quarter with Wilmington up by 2.
Shoot it, Sully.
Sullivan steps into a 3. Carthy grabbed the rebound. Gabriel picked his pocket. Second chance effort, no. And the Raiders come down with the defensive board.
Mr. Gabriel's got to make those bunnies when he gets it. Carty fell down, gave it the open look.
The advantage still 2 for Wilmington. 1 minute gone in the second quarter. Labassiere with a full head of steam down the lane, throws it up, but he traveled beforehand.
That was all number 24. Julian Martin stepped into the paint, let the guy out to the wing. Labassiere didn't see that, and he ran into the travel. He had to pick us up a dribble and travel.
You got to give Wilmington a lot of credit in this first 9 minutes of game action. Not a lot of easy buckets on the outside. Watertown has really had to work for those hoops. Wilmington really looking for someone other than Ryan Gray to get going as he's tripped up. Foul goes against Labassiere.
Like I said, Ryan Gray being very aggressive with the basketball. He beat him. He slipped a little bit, got bumped. Exactly what you want to see.
It's number 12.
They're struggling on offense the last 2 or 3 minutes, though.
No doubt. Number 12, Michael Catarino checks in for Watertown. He'll replace Labassiere with 2 personal fouls. First touch of the game for Julian Martins. Number 24 for the Cats. Watertown in a 2-3 zone defense. Sullivan wide open once again. This time he hits.
Hey, if they're going to drop back in the zone, work it around the perimeter, find the open look. Martin's actually had his man beat. Got it up to Sullivan, who was wide open. I'd like to see that.
That is one of the downfalls of playing that 2-3 zone. The perimeter starts to expand just a little bit. And if you got the guys to shoot them, why not let it fly? Didovic downhill. Offensive foul. Connor Sullivan putting his body on the line for the charge.
Cats, like I said, are doing a good job because of the big guy sliding that guy who's going to be behind him when they front him, sliding that guy back into the paint, and when the dribble penetration happens, he's there to take the charge. They're doing a really good job in filling that gap.
Steve Harrington burns a timeout for Watertown. 5:51 frozen on the second quarter clock. We'll keep it here with you. Wilmington 15, Watertown 10, and again, we talked about it off the top. Steve Harrington in year number 31 for the Raiders, a guy who's one of the greatest basketball coaches in MIAA history, a guy over 450 wins, has won 3 state titles, 8 Middlesex Leagues championship, a guy you can throw really against some of the greats here in the state.
You can, and the other thing I'll say about Mr. Harrington, he is a super, super nice human being and individual. Every time we've had him here, if it was senior day and they're always running late, he's always been very respectful of how things work, respectful of the job that you and I do, respectful of the job that everyone does. So he deserves the plaudits as a 31-year head coach. He always seems to have talent. He always seems to get talent and develop his talent. And Watertown sits like Wilmington, a small school in a big conference. Watertown, Wilmington, and Stoneham are all the small schools. And he's done a really good job. And like I said, I have nothing but good things to say about him. And Coach Varsity can replicate what he's done here. We'll be in great shape.
Harrington hired back in 1994. He was just a 24-year-old at the time. And he said, I've hit the 30 mark, so why not try to go for 35? So we'll have to see.
Would that make him 55?
I guess so.
My math is good. I have to check the math.
That's all right. Wilmington fresh out of the Watertown timeout. Sullivan right to the cup, blocked from behind by Carthy. But Bolter can't clean up the loose change. But luckily he gets fouled. Ooh, what a sequence that was.
Again, great block by Carty, but again, a second block on Sullivan, but he's to the rack. He's getting the ball up off the glass, which if Carty's going to block it, left Aiden Bolter open and cleaning up, and it just didn't get the bunny by the foul. Exactly what coach is looking for, get the ball into the paint and make the big guy work.
Bolter still looking for his first points tonight. Short arms.
He already made a free throw.
Oh, excuse me, you're right. He was 1 of 2 his first time around. All good.
I got lucky. I don't have to do the play-by-play today, so I got the score here.
Still looking for that first made field goal.
There you go. Sorry about that, Andrew.
All good. Second one is good. He's got 2 points tonight. Wilmington leading 16-10 with 5:30 to go in half number 1. Watertown, this offense has been a little bit stagnant. You can credit that some really good defense by Wilmington.
Play by Gray.
Keeping those active hands. Gray once again forces it out of bounds.
Ryan Gray having the first half of his life right now, defensively and offensively. Again, when they're getting beat, they're not getting beat with the big guy down low. So you get beat, they're not being able to drop the ball up to Carty. They have to go to the rack, and Wilmington's defense has been quick enough.
Inbound comes to Didovic, his three-pointer off the right heel and out. And not the foul you want if you're Watertown 200 feet away from the hoop.
Good box out by Bolter and great rebound and make the big guy go over the back. Now try to make him move his feet.
Wilmington still leading by 6.
Oh, he's got him.
And they got an on-man rush back the other way. Sullivan drops it off for Martins, and he's fouled from behind.
Julian looked a little tentative there with the trees underneath there, but again, he's only a sophomore. You want him to try to be aggressive. He helps to make things happen. Sullivan, a great floor general, saw that. He got the, I guess they're going to get that a shooting foul, which shocks me a little bit. No, they're over the limit. Is that right? 5? Yeah.
Yeah, with 5:11 to go in this quarter. And Watertown has already picked up that 5th, so any foul from here on out, the Cats will be shooting at the free throw line, and you really got to take advantage of those chances as Martins misses the first.
And
can't hit the second one as well.
You're right, got to convert, get the opportunity.
Teixeira, well defended by Gay, throws it up, a circus shot falls.
That's the first thing they got into the paint with no Wilmington defender down low to help with the dribble penetration. Sennett's going to come back in, most likely from Martins.
Substitution for either side.
Kyle Gabriel, 33, getting some big minutes here in the first half as well, just because of the size.
Any big body you can throw on 6'10", number 24 in the paint there for Watertown, you will do so. Teixeira knocks down the old school three-point play that cuts the lead in half. Wilmington 16, Watertown 13 with 5 minutes to go in half number 1. Sullivan
Nice
right
move.
through the lane. The lefty layup is true.
Now that time they had Bolter high, and the big guy had to stay out with him a little bit, and Sully saw that and took it right to the rack.
Didovic getting that high screen from Carthy. They'll kick it out to the near corner. Joshua Morin checking in the game. Another fresh face in Michael Carantino, and that hit the top of the backboard out of bounds.
Cats need to capitalize on the momentum they're starting to pick up here in this first half. It's just an amazing difference with Connor Sullivan healthy like he is now. The change in the team is remarkable.
Watertown going back to a man-to-man defense. Inside feed for Sullivan. Takes the hoop and scores.
I love when Sully makes me look good. I can't complain.
Right on cue. What a first half it's been for Connor Sullivan and Ryan Gray.
Got a rebound. Good rebound.
Good rebound taken by Gray. Here come the Cats in transition. Gabriel off of his fingertips. Still pinballs around. Who's got it? Watertown does, and they call timeout as bodies hit the hardwood. Good to see that physicality from either side as we've hit the halfway point of the second quarter.
Got a really good, a really good
13.
idea to throw the ball to Gabriel, but Gabriel's more in there for his defensive purposes. Had a little bit of trouble catching that. Good hustle, laying on the ground, trying to break things up. But again, to me, that's a missed opportunity. Had a break. There really weren't the numbers. Pull it out and set up because Sullivan's been dominating the paint lately. So it's just a matter. Once things get going really quick, you got to start to make I would hope that they make a better decision than try to throw the ball with him guarded by two people just because he had the hand up. But those things, though, they're learning. It's a learning experience because really they're all juniors except for Mr. Bolter and with Connor Lovell Hurd, who's the other senior who would contribute along with Gabriel.
Wilmington, a team that really wants to run in transition, a Watertown team that has kind of struggled on the offensive end. So if you can kind of kick them out on those odd man rushes, if you will, it's going to be something good for Wilmington, who has the 20-13 lead with 3:56 to go in the third quarter.
So just saw the Wilmington cheerleading squad fall. They won the league championship, and they did really well in the sectionals and regionals. They're a great team, do a great job doing our tumbling, keeping us entertained here in between timeouts. And thanks to my good friend Maria Aliberti getting that coverage for us. It'll be interesting to see, Andrew, if Harrington tries to change up a little. I'm surprised that he hasn't put Carty just on the low block. Just sit him a low block and make Balter have to pick up that second foul. Try to work Balter a little bit. See if he tries to put him back on the low block. Their offensive philosophy right now, they dribble, penetrate, and dish to the corner. It's the modern NBA as it would be.
And you got to give Wilmington a lot of credit, too, for doubling Carthy when he gets that ball on that block. It's worked so far. Little pump fake there in the mid-range, no good from Teixeira. The offensive rebounder, Carthy, and he gets
call.
that second foul on Balter in the and one.
Tough call there, though. A bad shot, tough rebound. But again, he got the ball in the what would be the restrict area in college and the NBA. So Balter really had to stand his ground. Substitution in for Wilmington is number 11, Noah Titterington is in. And Will Poyant back, number 4.
Carthy knocks down the and one. Really, if you're Watertown, looking to get him going. As, of course, he is the straw that stirs the drink for the Raiders, if you will. Wilmington 20, Watertown 16 with 3:30 to go in half number 1. Wilmington's been headlined on the offensive end by Connor Sullivan and Ryan Gray.
Oh, good job. That's a block. Gabriel going hard to the rock, too, hard to the hole. So the straw that stirs the drink. Who's the original straw that stirs the drink? Reggie Jackson.
Oh, there you go.
We just had on my podcast with my son. He goes, "Why didn't the Red Sox sign Reggie Jackson?" And we put it out on TikTok, and everybody's all mad at me because I defended old school Red Sox. At least my son's mad at me.
Mr. October, if you will.
And then Darryl Strawberry was going to be the straw that stirs the drink. It might be Strawberry. Who knows?
Are you a big Mets and Yankees guys?
I'm a Red Sox guy. I'm a huge Red Sox guy.
All right.
He missed both? No, made one. Got one.
Just one at the line for Wilmington. Lead back up to 5. Joshua Morin, one-on-one with Gabriel. Spins off the right shoulder.
Good
well
defense
defended
there. Kyle
by the big
used
man.
his feet. Great defense by Gabriel. They're using his feet. Titterington.
Right wing 3. Good look, though, for Titterington right in the ball game. Earthy playing all the way up at the top of the key. Big man will leave it off for Morin, who tries to answer the favor. Too strong. Titterington, the defensive board.
See if the Cats settle down, try to get Sullivan to the rack.
Here goes Sullivan, right down Main Street, and scores.
So Connor Sullivan playing the role of Ryan Gray here in the second quarter.
Well, he must have an earpiece since listening to this broadcast with all the advice you're giving him off the top of the track.
He doesn't need my advice. They're missing those easy shots too. Watertown has sped their offense up a little bit more than Coach Harrington probably wants.
Sullivan with the hot hand right now. He'll get off to Poyntz, who still held scoreless for Wilmington. Nice backdoor feed for Tittering. Off the window and in. Oh, the Wilmington offense is rolling right now. It's 25-16 Cats.
Best they've looked, like I said, Andrew, the best they've looked all season. It's really nice to see. Oh, no.
Morin off the drive. Somehow found a lane in a sea of 4 white jerseys.
Gabriel took a step out of it and probably should have let him sit there, but that's okay. That's fine. And they're getting the ball up to the rack again, which is probably what Coach Harrington wants.
Wildcats still leading by 7 with just over 90 seconds to go in half number 1. Sullivan is getting harassed by Benjamin Teixeira. He'll get the ball back at the top of the key.
Kyle.
Gabriel well defended, and he's called for the travel. Took that extra step before the dribble.
He waited too long at that point. He caught the ball. You know, you think you should count your head 1 1,000, 2 1,000 when to get rid of the ball, especially move the ball around. Martins is coming back in.
He'll give Connor Sullivan a breather. What a first half it's been for number 10. Has really captained this offense for Wilmington.
So Sullivan and Gray on the bench. See if they can withstand the last minute and a half here. Don't reach.
Watertown looking to take advantage. Can they do so? Caterino, yes.
So 5 quick points for Watertown. Cuts the lead to 4. Cats need a good set of offense here.
And if you weren't really watching the scoreboard of this game, Jim, you feel like Wilmington is up by 15-20 right now, but every time the Raiders really just won't go away.
Correct. Exactly right.
Before Balter's drive to the cup, timeout taken by Anthony Faraday. Wilmington leading 25-21, 46 seconds to go in the first half. We talked pretty hefty about Harrington, but for Anthony Faraday, after 7 seasons in the Merrimack Valley Conference with Methuen, after 10 seasons as well with Medford, a guy that has really come in and tried to change the culture of this team.
He has really done that, and one of the things I noticed, if you go to his practice, they work hard. He's all over the place. Is that Coach Faraday has made himself very available to our travel basketball program. The one thing that we got going, he lives in town. He's a guy that lives in town, a young family who lives in town. I think he's still teaching in Medford, but he's brought a different attitude towards, he knows what the rebuild is. And just watching them play tonight, you can see they're playing hard for him. Even in the tapes, they were getting their butts beat. They played hard, and that's what you really want to see. Are they playing hard? And that's the attitude I think he's instilling in this program. We aren't the greatest talent-wise, but we do have some players who can play, and again, it's showing in this first half. And all the credit goes to Coach Faraday.
And a guy who's really known for that ability to turn programs around. When he got the Medford job, they were coming off a 1-19 season. Just 3 years later, they were in the MIAA tournament after finishing 12-8. So a guy that can really turn trash into gold in just a matter of time, and Wilmington looking to do that. But the 0-4 start, they haven't been as healthy as they've been like, but this first half, hopefully a good sign of things to come. Gray coming off the bench, hits the back of the heel, and Wilmington goes one and done.
And that's a shot there Cardi really affected, I think, more than you would notice because he had shot that long. So he's trying to get it up over the big guy. 27.
About a 5-second difference between shot clock and game clock, and the block party for Connor Sullivan.
Oh.
But he lost it in the backcourt. Teixeira picks it up, can't finish. And the foul goes against Teixeira, 94 away from the hoop. He doesn't like the call, but Wilmington will shoot some free throws.
Again, it got a little chippy there, and again, I give Watertown a lot of credit. They're not going away quietly. They're playing really hard and aggressive. Make those referees make the foul calls. It's sort of like the Mike Krzyzewski idea. Here's Balter. That's good.
Yeah, it's the first
Mike Krzyzewski, you foul him too many times, the refs aren't going to call a foul on you. So now it'll be
gotten in the bonus with about 5 minutes left in this quarter.
And he'll go for shooter. Tassoni will come in for shooter here, I'm sure.
That allows
Shane
Benjamin
Tassoni
Jameson to check in.
Oh, Jameson, I'm sorry.
16 seconds ago in the second quarter, Wilmington 27, Watertown 21. Shot clock is dead.
2 fouls to give here, too, as well.
Some tight defense to start for Will
So
Point.
they're trying to get Cardi the basketball on the screen, and he's got to drop it off. They'll shoot.
They will get a shot off from Moran, and he nails it. Little momentum for Watertown as we're through one half of play. Wilmington, though, a solid 16 minutes. The Cats leading 27 to 24 after one half of play. We'll step aside for a halftime break here on WCTV, but don't go anywhere. We'll have second half action in just a little bit. welcome you back to Wilmington High School. Alongside Jim Boyle, I'm Andrew Del Piana. After one half of play, our score, Wilmington 27, Watertown 24. And Jim, a Wilmington team that came into this game 0-4. They looked like a new team out there in that first half, don't you think?
Very new team, and again, playing very aggressively. I think they got 20 combined points between Sullivan and Gray, who are two guys that they missed the game against Stoneham. Again, you want to see them play aggressive. It is a new era. They're all getting back together, getting used to playing. The irony really here is the senior that they're missing, Connor Lovell, would really have a big impact on this game because of his size and his length, and they're missing him still too. So, again, if they can get the train rolling in the right direction and Connor hops on board, they're going to be doing a great job.
Still a team that is looking for that top player of play of Lavelle, but so far Sullivan and Gray have done a good job of keeping this team on the tracks in the first half, combining for, as you said, well over 20 points. On Watertown's side, you got to give Wilmington a lot of credit. Will Carthy came in this game averaging over 16 points a game, and they've done a really good job on the defensive end limiting him.
So I wouldn't be shocked if Watertown comes out and goes back into that little zone, makes some, because Cats did not make a three-point shot all period.
It's Watertown who starts with the basketball. It's the second half underway from Cushing Gymnasium. Got to be careful if you're Wilmington. Aiden Bolter, number 14 there in the middle. He does have 2 fouls. Something he had to leave in the back half of that second quarter, and kind of let up a little bit of a mismatch for Carthy. Great, tough basket from Labossiere to start the third frame.
Again, the obvious emphasis is try to get the ball down a low block. If it's the big guy or one of the smaller guys, it makes an easier bucket for them.
First possession of this third quarter for Wilmington after a really solid first half. Gray, a 3. Watertown looking for its first lead since it was 9-8 back in the first quarter. Teixeira, turnaround jumper.
One of the issues the Cats have had all year is they've gone into these dry spells in quarters where they get 2 or 3 points the whole quarter, and they just don't want to see that happen. That's when Watertown might be able to extend a lead. So they got to really settle in on offense.
Teixeira down the lane, leaves it off for Labossiere, straightaway 3, hits the back heel and nearly got the friendly bounce.
And the smallest man on the court picks up the rebound, Will Poyant. See if they work it down low a little bit here.
Two teams combine 0 for 5 to begin the third quarter. Bolzer going to work on Carthy. Great interior defense.
It's where you want to get the shot.
Really looking for the foul there.
Yeah.
Didovic stopped in his tracks. Good defense by Gray. Labossiere with the righty dribble. Looking for some help. He'll kick it out. Teixeira down the lane once again. He's fouled on the way there.
That's going on Poyant, who just got beat a little bit on a left-hand dribble there. He knows he's got the big guy down low, but you still want to try to keep in front as much as you can. They're getting a little bit too much dribble penetration into the lane here in this to start this half. Cats are going to have to tighten up the defense at the point of the ball.
Only 2 points scored combined to start this third quarter, 2 minutes in, thanks to Ali Labossiere for Watertown. Offensive rebound, though, for Nasayan to keep the possession alive. He'll go up once again. Can't go to third chance. That one's true. Foul's going to come before the bucket.
Foul's on Gray. They don't give us how many fouls they have on the scoreboard. I'll have to talk to the scorekeepers down there so we get that switch. They're going to call that on the shot. Again, that was two good offensive two good offensive rebounds there. He missed.
Nasayan no good on the first, rattles out. Michael Nasayan just on his sophomore campaign for Watertown. One of 4 new starters in this starting lineup for Watertown here in 2024-25. Offensive rebound by Carthy. First one no good, but at first you don't succeed. Try again in Watertown. Their first lead since it was 9-8.
Cats got to do a better job on the glass there, boxing him out like Bolter had done it a couple times.
Speaking of Bolter, right into the teeth of the defense, swatted away by Carthy.
Cats having trouble getting off the schneid here to start the quarter.
The momentum belongs to the Raiders right now on a mini 5-0 run to begin the third quarter.
Forced the tough shot in the corner there.
Bolter running to the hoop.
That should be. I don't know if you can hit the backboard like that, but I guess in high school ball you're allowed to do that. It's been a bricklayers convention here.
Trading clanks right now. Just over 3 minutes into the third quarter. Sullivan down
Just
after the missed layup. Carthy, straightaway 3, got it. Hunter Sullivan back to his feet with the basketball, but you can tell he is in some serious pain, Jim.
I think he might have got the wind knocked out of him there too, so timeout, coach. Again, it's one of the things that's happened. That score can't be right. That score's got to be 31-27, doesn't it? Okay. I'm all confused. Andrew, luckily he's got better math skills than I do. Tewksbury math's much better than Middleburg High math down there in Pennsylvania.
I'm not sure about that.
But again, it's one of the things that's the thing that's haunted Wilmington all year is they go into these dry spells where, they don't score and they don't convert and they struggle and teams get a little bit of a lead and then you're forcing yourself and working a little bit too hard to try to score. So it'll be interesting to see. Coach calls a timeout. I'd like to see him go, if they make a shot, go to full court press, speed the game up a little bit. When they had that in the first half, they were very effective in getting the ball, breaking it, whatever press it was, and getting the ball in the lane and scoring. So that might be what they got to talk about here, is they need to generate some offense that is going towards the basket.
And that was the big thing for this team last year down the stretch. Again, you look at that 4-16 record on paper, and you think this team must be getting blown out every night. But in a lot of those games, the Wildcats lost a total of 9 of those games by 10 or less points, and 4 of them less than 5 points. So it's a team that is always in games, but as you said, the dry spells, they really catch up to you.
Okay, this will be an important. It's 4:23 to play. It's an important 2 minutes. 2 or 3 good possessions here. You want to stay in the game. You don't want to get blown out here.
The Wildcats, of course, still looking for their first points of this third quarter. They try to go right away to Poyant, who's held scoreless. Offensive rebound for Bolter, goes up strong. Another block by Carthy.
Coach wasn't happy with that. They're going to travel there. Coach thought that Carty came down on him, but that's fine. They got the turnover on this end. They're getting a look down there. Bolter might have to. I hate to use Villanova because they're my arch rival, but use the J. Wright ball fake a little bit. Get the guy up in there and drive into him.
There you go. You can say it. It's okay. I won't tell anybody.
It's hard for a Temple guy to do it.
Sullivan on the crossover. Bolter straightaway 3. Cans it.
It's good. There you go. That'll bring Carty out.
First 3 points of the third quarter for the Wildcats. Just over the halfway point. Wilmington only trails by 1. Didovic, can he answer? No. But Wilmington throws it away. Some miscommunication between Sullivan and Gray.
Again, to stay in the game, you got to make shots. But again, they got to really focus when they have the ball in their hands of making smart passes, being intelligent with the basketball, not turning the ball over. You know, they just got the big 3. They got to stop. And then they just threw away a very unforced turnover with 3:35 to play.
Watertown basketball, 3:30 to go in the third quarter. Raiders 31, Wildcats 30. Carthy on the drive, good defense. Pinballs around, finds the hands of Wilmington.
That's probably a shot if he wants to play on the next level. He's got to convert a shot like that.
Also, he's got the first 3 points for Wilmington this quarter. And now the blocking foul goes against Watertown.
We spell that F-L-O-P here in Wilmington. That's a flop. If we don't have the banks open, we got the flopping open. He'll pull out. That's a pretty aggressive play by Gabriel there.
That one goes against Ben Teixeira. He'll take a seat for Steve Harrington.
They're going to call that on the floor.
Sullivan,
good aggressive
the
move there by Gabriel, too.
Took that hit just about 2 minutes ago. Is grabbing his left ribs just a little bit, but looks to be all right. Coming off that big first half where he really was the captain of this offense. 12-foot jumper, he got it. First real mid-range we've seen from either team tonight as well. It's been a lot of inside the paint and beyond the arc. Speaking of inside the paint.
Getting really good defense by Ryan Gray there. Again.
Finds the hands of Bolter. Tries to get Carthy to bite, but he draws the contact.
It's the call that they were looking for earlier. Again, being aggressive coming out. Gray's limping a little bit too here. So the 2 junior offensive players, Gray and Sullivan, hobbling around a little bit. Again, you like to see the aggressiveness there. Missed shot, but picked up by Bolter. Finally got the foul on Carty. And it looks like he's going to bring Noah Titterington. Good.
Bolter rattles home the first. Substitution in for Wilmington. Titterington checks back in to replace Ryan Gray.
So like I said, with about 4:30 to play, so this is an important 2 minutes. The Cats have actually taken the lead off of that. Bolter makes the second shot. So
nice little 7-0 run for Wilmington after trailing by 4. Have really found their spark in the back end of this third quarter. Corner 3 for Caterino, short. Rebound finds the hands of Sullivan. Wilmington with an odd man rush back the other way, 5-on-4.
Oh, nice.
Bolter inside feed. The layup blocked from behind.
He got fouled there. Gonna call that a good look. Sullivan play heads up basketball. Sees Sennett in the corner. Sennett drives the lane. Just can't make the bunny. Again, try to convert that. They're going to call that on the floor. But
Ryan Gray, he sat for about 5 seconds. He'll come back in. Maybe just a defensive substitution for Titterington.
Bringing the big guy out. Good job.
Wilmington leading by 3. 2 minutes and change to go in the third quarter. Little pick and roll. Balzer trying to get his man up. He can't make the layup, though.
And they're going to call a foul. It's not a good foul for Aiden.
And he knows it. Puts his face in his jersey, going down to the other end of the floor.
Aiden's struggling going left. Everything he's gotten has been on left side. He's a right-handed player, so I'm wondering if they seem to want to force him left, and it's caused him wreak some havoc on that small, easy layup he might have.
Under 2 minutes to play, third quarter. Wilmington 34, Watertown 31. Didovic the 3 ties the ball game.
Yeah, nice shot off the dribble there for Didovic there.
34 all. That breaks a 7-0 Wilmington run.
You can see there's some patience on offense, which they're going to need here.
Sullivan going to pull his defender out to the top of the key. 10 to shoot for the Cats, and it's intercepted. Joshua Moran, Euro steps through the lane, throws it up and scores.
Again, a very poor offensive possession. Noah Titterton with a horrible pass there. You don't want to make that pass.
And just really late to get in the possession as well.
Yes.
Under a minute to go, third quarter. Watertown back in front by 2. The 3 for Sanat, no good.
Okay, important last minute here. Cats trailing 2. Got to play some defense.
Didovic, right to left, crossover. Stops in the lane, puts his head down.
Picks up his dribble.
Joshua Moran from the parking lots, off the backboard and out.
Just remember, Andrew, the banks are closed, Wilmington, on Friday nights. Oh, nice move. Got to make the shot.
Balzer drives with the left hand. He'll stop at the far block. Shot clock is dead for Wilmington. That's what Sullivan just realized. He's going to wind this thing down.
They're stagnant here a little bit.
Balzer gets to the top of the key. He'll make his move up with the left hand. Drops in
go.
at the buzzer.
That's the first time he went lefty on the left side. Every time he's going right, he left side. That's the first time he went out lefty. Finally, it clicked in Aiden's head. Boy, if I go lefty, we're going to be in good shape.
See, the lefties do matter, kids, if you're watching at home. Don't worry about that. 8 minutes to go in the ball game. We are all tied up at 36 between Wilmington and Watertown. Where else would you want to be? Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Sorry. All right, before we go back, I want to thank our sponsors. We got WCTV Sports coverage is powered by Red Heat, American Tavern. WCTV is powered by Critical Mass Solar, Austin Safe Mortgage Lender, Loan Officer, and Team Blue Real Estate Group. Finally, WCTV Boys Basketball is sponsored by The Beauty Boutique. So that's what we got, Andrew. Right back to you. Looking for an exciting fourth quarter, tied up 36-36. Cats trying to scratch out their first win.
I like what you did there. Jim Boyle, Andrew Delpiana back with you. Scratch out that first win, Wildcats. It's all relative. Wilmington and Watertown even at 36.
You do make my job easy, Andrew. If I'm not on the play-by-play, it's real easy to sit here and do whatever I want.
Wilmington starts with the basketball.
If it comes down like last shot, I'm going to call it. I'll tell you right now. I'll probably talk all over him. I'm sorry. Here we go.
Wilmington starts with possession. 36 all with 8 minutes to play. Wilmington had a 7-0 run in that third quarter after not scoring in the first 4 minutes to start the frame. Gray a triple to start off the back heel and out.
I like that. Good look. He had a good look. Just shot a little long.
Ryan Gray started for Wilmington with 11 of their first 12 points. Pick and roll with Will Carthy, easy 2.
Good set out of the timeout there for Coach Harrington. It looks like he's been coaching for like 31 years on that play.
He has, 31.
So.
And the biggest guy he's coached at 6'10" in Will Carthy. Gray down the lane. He lost the handle on it. Might have got slapped on the way out, and it did.
They're not getting a call there when they drive. Even Balter's not getting a call there. So they're going to have to understand that they're not calling that, so you got to make the adjustment to it.
And Anthony Faraday basically out to the three-point line to argue that one. Not going to work out in his favor for the Wilmington coach. Corner three for Catirno. No.
They have struggled from this corner with that three ball here in the second half.
Gray gets the screen from Balter. He'll pull up from the mid-range. And
Carty
Carthy might have gotten a piece of it.
Again, Katzel got to get off the schneid quickly. Don't want to fall behind.
Varsity right down the lane. Can't get the N1.
Again, much more aggressive start here to begin the fourth quarter by the Raiders, by Watertown. I think they made the good pick and roll play with Carty, and then Labassiere taking the ball hard to the rack. Didn't get the end one, but gets a chance to extend the lead. Cats have to match that intensity as well.
How about Ryan Gray coming right into your living room at home as well on that foul? No good on the first for Labassiere. Remains a 2-point Watertown lead with 6:42 frozen in the fourth quarter. Labassiere, one of the three senior captains for Watertown, along with Aiden Didovich and William Carthy.
Oh.
Turnover for Wilmington. Didovich inside feed for Carthy. Gets one man a jump off the window and in.
Again, the turnover leads to the break, which sort of doesn't help. Again, the Cats down by 5. Outscored here 5-0. Got to get moving here quickly.
Quick start for the Raiders to begin this final frame on that mini 5-0 run. Balter, the handoff. He'll get it back.
Nice
inside feed for Gabriel. Can't make the layup. And it's plays like that will kill you down the stretch, Jim.
That's a travel. Yes, it will. I'm sorry. Again, they got to make the easy bunt if they have the opportunity to make it. So see what they decide to. Again, it'd be nice to get a good offensive possession here. You got to score. You don't want to go down any more than it is 5. Still a lot of time to play here, but this is where they've struggled. Again, they have these little droughts. It's tough.
The deficit 5 for Wilmington. They've been in the lead for a majority of this ball game. Sullivan downhill, a nice tough bucket.
That's good strength there. Again, that's what you like to see. He's got a smaller man on him. Use the strength. I'm surprised he didn't do the JB like here.
No flex from Sullivan after that bucket, but he definitely deserved it. Didovich, nice left to right crossover. Gets it back halfway through the shot clock. He'll work downhill. The soft touch, way too strong.
Cats played good defense. They had a good offensive set here.
Cats trailing by 3. Hit the 5-minute mark of the fourth quarter. Sullivan right into the teeth.
You're called
jump ball.
Possession arrow will be Watertown.
I mean, Carthy just took his lunch money.
Yeah, Carty's really tough. I mean, he didn't have to move his feet there. He gets himself set down on the block, and he forces the player to either try to up fake him or not. Right there, I think Connor's got to realize that and want to dish that out because it's just, again, reset the offense if they can.
And no doubt, number 24 in black has been a little bit more impactful on the defensive end than the offensive end today, but still.
Yep.
And timeout taken by Steve Harrington. 4:49 to go in the fourth quarter. Watertown 41, Wilmington 38. And after a little bit of a slow start to that fourth quarter for Wilmington, a good job by Connor Sullivan to kind of calm things down just a little bit.
Correct. They're going to have to, again, they're going to really have to focus when they're on the defensive end. They're doing a great job. They're fine. They're taking the threes. They miss their threes. Offensively, they seem to, again, it's been a anathema to them for the whole season. They seem to speed up sometimes, and then they lose some of their offensive cohesiveness. So I would expect them to just get the ball into Connor's hands. You know, Ryan Gray has been held almost scoreless since the first quarter. You know, maybe put Balter back down on a low block a little bit, force the big guy down so that you have more open space if you want to shoot out the three. But again, it's going to be important. Somebody's got to make a three here. I know we've got one, so it's important to get more cohesiveness on their offensive set. Don't and don't turn it over. But.
And a game that's been very defensive oriented for both sides. But game 1 of 2 of our doubleheader here on WCTV. Coming up next, we got Watertown and Wilmington, but in the girls edition.
The other thing, Andrew, is this is actually the closest game they've been in, too, over the first 4. So they're growing up in front of our eyes now. This is a game they're competitive in, and there is an opportunity now in the fourth quarter to win. This is the first time in 4 games where they've had that. So it's just making good, smart decisions. I'm not too worried. Defensively, they've done a great job. All
4 of Wilmington's losses have been north of double digits so far. So how can this team handle the crunch time? That's the big question here against Watertown. It's already been in a close one before. They lost in a buzzer beater, Jim, to Lexington to start the season.
And they went overtime with Belmont, too, I think, as well.
That's correct. Sullivan in the paint, and he's fouled on the way up.
Wow. Whoa. That was big. He settled himself nice and got the big guy up in the air. See, that foul's not going to be on.
That's got the Wilmington bench fired up.
I think it was on 12. I think he had a 12 up on that. Okay.
That's big if that's not on Carthy.
Back to my favorite thing. You got to make free throws and not turn the ball over.
Two at the line for Connor Sullivan. Got the first. .4:25 to play fourth quarter. Watertown leads by 2. Sullivan looking to make it just 1. Can't do so.
Good there by Balter not to pick up a cheap foul that far away from the basket, too. Did a good job.
Moran looking to dance with Gabriel. Lavoisier, baseline drive, lost off the left hand.
Sennett did a really good job there, seeing the baseline again. That's where you want to force them baseline, and they force them baseline defensively because that's your extra defender. The minute they come into the paint, you lose all sorts of any kind of cohesiveness of the baseline. And Roman came down and cut his hand right in the passing lane.
Teixeira back in for Moran. Watertown the 2-point lead halfway through the fourth quarter. Didovich downhill, easy bucket.
Can't give him that easy an opportunity there. That's
back to a 2-possession advantage for Watertown. Sullivan off his screen, keeps the possession alive. Bolter right to the cup with the left hand again.
He switched lefty and got it twice. Nice job. And that's why they gave you 2 hands. They didn't use that lefty for the layup to cut it to 2.
Surprised he hasn't done the Jaylen Brown and just stared at it for a couple of seconds. Back to a 2-point game. Teixeira, last out on him. No, Gabriel last touched it.
I guess. Shame we don't have replay up here. We could have looked to see if that really hit him first. They're going to, as Scal would say, green light special. You do know that Carty plays for Scal.
Correct.
On his AAU team.
The White Mamba AAU.
Yeah. Shout out to Scal, who's probably on the air soon. No, it's not that late yet, is it? No, it's still only 6:30. Roman.
Bossier, tightly guarded by Senat. Here comes the double team. Turnaround jumper.
Great defense there by Roman Sennett. Really good job.
Cats down by 2 with 3 minutes to play.
Oh, no. Yeah, Gabriel not looking. That got touched by him, though. That's why Sennett dribble. Again, you want a good offensive possession, and we seem to be like sleepwalking on that one. You know, I know they want to get the ball up top to Balter, maybe gets the dribble drive penetration, but you just got to be, everybody's got to be awake and aware as to what's going on. I would expect to see Gray back in the game here also for offensive purposes. I'm not sure, he might have 4 fouls. We don't have the luxury of having that up here, but he sat for a while here, Andrew. And be nice to have him back on the court for the offensive cohesiveness.
Every possession mattering down the stretch as we're under 3 minutes to go in the fourth. And again, this is a situation for Wilmington, as we talked about in that third quarter, they're not really familiar with, so you really have to grow up right now if you want to grab that first victory.
Right, and again, just under 3 minutes, a lot of time to play, a lot of one foul each side, so you don't have any of that issue coming forward. You know, it's going to be a matter of executing your offense for both sides. And again, Watertown is slow. Their execution has not been awesome here in the fourth quarter either. I think it's 6-4 scoring, right? No, it's 36-36, 7-5. So it's not a lot of scoring either here. The officials have let them play, especially in this quarter. After that second quarter was really foul hacky, but this quarter they've let them play, and I think that's the advantage of Watertown, because they're a little smaller except for Carty, but they're really aggressive.
Just a combined 2 team fouls, one for either side. Each coach with 2 timeouts left in their back pocket. Wilmington 20 seconds to shoot after a little bit of confusion in the first 15 seconds of this possession. Bolter, he's got the mismatch. Will throw it into the corner. Corner 3 for Poyant. Got it!
There you go.
First points for Will Poyant. It's a triple, and Wilmington back in front. How about staying ready so you don't have to get ready?
Oh.
And one for Watertown at the other end. Labossiere returns the favor.
Again, that all is because he made the turn on the corner and was not stopped. I think that might be Gray's 5th. Yeah, that's Gray's 5th. That's why he was sitting. So that'll hurt a little bit here with Watertown. But again, on that play, I know we don't have replay, but Labossiere, for about the third time this quarter, he's gotten onto his right hand and gotten down in dribble penetration. So we're not getting stopped up high at the top on the high post. He's getting to the rack, and it just so happened he ran in. Gray tried to take a charge. He got called for the blocking foul. He'll sit for the rest of the game. So it'll be very important as to which way they go. It looks like they're going to go with Gabriel.
Anthony Faraday using this as basically as a free timeout as Ryan Gray heads to the bench. Got to give Labossiere a lot of credit, going right downhill and scoring to put Watertown back up by 1. 2:24 to play in the contest. They'll have one free throw here. And he got it. Back to a 2-point Raider lead as we come down the stretch here from Wilmington. Still got
They're
another
really
game
backing off Bolter, as you can see. Carty's right in the middle of the floor.
Bolter has had plenty of success with that left hand in this corner. Sullivan looking for the dance. He'll kick it out. Poyant a 3. No luck on this one. And Watertown lets that one roll out of bounds.
I think they got the shot they wanted. He was open for the shot. I mean, it's what you want to try to do. 1:55 to play, only down 2.
Under 2 minutes to play. Watertown 46, Wilmington 44. A great start to a night it's been. We'll have game 2 of your doubleheader after this one. Girls basketball in Watertown, Wilmington. The Cats get the steal.
Good hands in the lane there. I think that was Sullivan who knocked that away.
Anthony Faraday said his team needed a stop, and they got one. But a foul called on the pass as Sullivan was driving and then got held up by Labossiere.
Only the second team foul as well. And with the new rules in high school, with the 2-2 after 5, there's no 1-on-1 anymore. So it's imperative you keep it under the 5.
Do you like that they've made that shift?
No. I know. Make them earn it, at least for a little bit. It also stops the hacking at the end of games, too.
Absolutely.
But I think the 1-on-1 makes it's more of a basketball play.
Bolter a 3. Short. Grabs his own miss. Goes to the lane. He scores. Back to a tie game.
Aiden Bolter again. That left side's been really lucky for him tonight. Bolter looking strong, going hard to the rack. He got whacked in the head.
46 all. 1:15 to play. Wilmington looking for its first victory of the season.
This is what they've done well all there. Force him left.
Caterino kicks it back out. 12 to shoot. Didovic will pull. Hits the
rebound.
back of the iron. Rebound for Wilmington.
Cats in a tie ball game now. Set something up here you like. You do have your timeouts.
15-second difference between shot clock and game clock.
Balter's open for the. Gabriel's not going to shoot that. Oh, nice ball fake. Got away with a little travel probably. Sullivan, we're 12 seconds.
And he's called for the travel. Wilmington gives it up.
Oh. Turnovers aren't fun.
27 seconds to play. The shot clock
Andrew,
is dead.
we'll let you bring this one home, baby. Let's see what we can do.
As you said, both coaches with 2 timeouts, so let's see if...
And 2 fouls to give as well for the Cats. You get beat, you might as well grab.
Wilmington needs a stop. Harrington does have the timeouts, decides not to use them. Takes share of the ball handler, heavily guarded by Sanat, and now he'll use the timeout.
I'm surprised he waited that long. I mean, I know he's got the big guy, and it gives Wilmington an opportunity here to set everything up defensively as well. You get 8 seconds, he's got to get the ball. I'm surprised. Again, almost the last 6 or 7 possessions, Cardi hasn't touched the basketball. So again, whether he's tired or they're going away from him or they use him as a decoy, but I'm surprised because he did dominate at the beginning of the quarter. He dominated with 2 easy buckets underneath. So, surprising to me that he didn't go to him. But this will be an interesting way this gets set up. Coach has 2 timeouts. You have 2 fouls to give. 8 seconds left.
Is that the guy you give it to right now, or Cardi, or are you going in a different direction?
I put Carter in low block, and I'd force it into him and make Balter either foul him or whatever. Or the Cats are going to have to double him, front him and from behind and double him up. Make them work. I'd work through him because he's your scorer. But again, it seems like they get comfortable with the dribble penetration from the left side going right with both Labase and Didovic. And they've been very successful doing that, but they've forgotten where their bread and butter is. So if you're watching us from Watertown, that's how I see it. I've only watched you guys on film, but I would be worried 24 gets the ball, but he's going to put him on the high block to try to set the high screen.
6'10" Will Carthy, who's had his fingerprints all over this ball game, especially on the defensive end, and a number of blocks. Will he get the ball here on the final possession? 8 seconds to go in regulation. Wilmington and Watertown squared at 46 apiece. These 2 teams split the 2 season meetings last year.
So it's important, again, if you get beat on the dribble before they shoot it, just grab. And it's actually, if they put inbound, force the inbound deep, just foul them in the backcourt. Because that's where you want to force the inbound. So, call timeout. And that'll be his last one.
Steve Harrington, just getting a look at the defense, what Wilmington came out in. Just a little bit of a cat and mouse game, if you will.
Again, if anybody watched the Celtic game last night, I don't know if you did, Andrew, but the Timberwolves had the ball about at the same spot inbounding it, and the Celtics had the foul to give, and somehow, I think it was Pritchard got lost, and Anthony Edwards actually a good look. They did a great job in getting the not to throw the ball down towards the basket. They threw it parallel, but here, what Coach Farady's probably trying to do is he wants them to throw the ball as far away from the basket as they can because there's only 8 seconds left. And again, because you have a foul to give, you can foul and make them inbound it again, especially if deep in the backcourt. So, again, you've got the big guy who is an all-league player, and you know, if you're going to, you know, he could hit the 3 as well. So, if it was me, and now somebody with 31 years of experience coaching and me with 31 years of calling games, he's got a lot more brain cells than I do about this. So does Coach Faraday. But again, I would really, you know, I'd love to see Wilmington deny the big guy the ball and force it down backcourt.
These conference games always come down to the final possessions, it seems. And tonight, no different from Wilmington High School.
And I think this is Watertown. They played overtime with Belmont, lost in a buzzer beater to Lexington, so they've had 2 chances. And now we get out of timeout, Faraday. Andrew, I hope we don't have dinner reservations anywhere tonight, right?
I don't, no. Again, we'll have girls of Wilmington and Watertown after this one, but it's like icing the kicker out there.
All right, so what I have a question for you. Since you call games for Syracuse and girls, who's the most dynamic color guy you've worked with?
Well, it's all my fellow students.
Oh, it's okay.
So I'm lucky to work with a lot of great colleagues in that
I'm not going to have you
sense,
call a student out then.
Yes, it's okay though.
You know the answer to that is though, right?
No.
Jim Boyle. I'm just kidding.
I'm sorry. That's first time this season. I got to think of that one quicker. That's on me. Don't worry.
No, I appreciate Andrew's a junior at Syracuse, and He's working to go into this business. He's got a great voice, very well prepared. Comes in here ready to go. It made my life easy today because I just get to pretend I know what I'm talking about.
No, you do. Don't worry. Thank you for the kind words. But
the kids
had a little bit of a lull here in the last 2 minutes. We want to see these final 8 seconds.
I mean, we could see the final 8 in another overtime period as well. Girls' game might not start on time, Maria. We might be here late tonight.
46-all with 8 seconds to play.
Here we go.
No timeouts for Watertown, 1 for Anthony Faraday.
Mr. Della Piana has the call.
Inbound comes to Didovic.
Get out there.
Labassiere drops baseline. His man fell, and a foul inside. Good
foul.
Take by Wilmington.
Going to force him to inbound the ball. Sullivan's got a little bit hurting a little bit. I would put Julian in. Nope, the hitter in his little staller.
Sullivan limping to the bench. Very heavy on that right leg.
So again, to reset, 2.5 seconds left, Andrew, and the ball has got to be underneath their basket. You got to front, and Noah's got to front the big guy.
They double Carthy. They go over the top to them. He's got it in the foul.
Jump ball!
Jump ball! Wilmington gets possession.
Wilmington basketball. Great defensive play by Titterington and Balter.
0.8 seconds, so you do have time for a catch and shoot. Anthony Faraday going to burn that timeout.
His last timeout.
Look at the Wilmington bench. Aiden Balter met Carthy at the ball's highest point off the inbound, forced the turnover. And after Watertown had just about 3 minutes to design, couple plays there, it's Wilmington who comes up with a big defensive stand.
So the Cats are probably going to inbound the ball underneath the Watertown basket. So with 0.8, all you can really do is huck it. The problem I have here is you can't throw it away.
Correct.
They'll get 8 points, 0.8 seconds under their own basket.
Still have time for a catch and shoot.
Just throw it to somebody here at about the volleyball line, the orange line there, and just fire up a 3 and see what happens.
Looks like a game that's got overtime written all over it here from Cushing Gymnasium. 2-2 Watertown, 0-4 Wilmington. Nice little appetizer for what will be our main entree after this one between Wilmington and Watertown. But in girls basketball,
can't run the floor here either. Again, this is almost like if you're Coach Faraday, I think you just dump it inbound and take the overtime. Don't risk anything. They're going to bring everyone back and just fire up. It'll hit this the divider or the baseball batting cage. You don't want to foul either. They got a foul to give, so it don't matter.
Balter throws it, tipped, and we are bound for overtime.
Another guy, the 3 got hurt. I think he twisted his ankle. That's Didovic. That'll be a tough one for them because he's really played well in the second half.
He went to deflect the basketball off of the inbound. And he's a little bit slow getting back to the bench.
Extra basketball tonight, Andrew. Free basketball here, part of our doubleheader. Cats, at that half, we ended at the quarter 36-36. We ended the fourth quarter 46-46, going to overtime. They'll set the clock. I would imagine, do you jump here or do you go possession hour? I'm not sure about that ruling.
Either way, let's recap how we got to this point. Wilmington really got out on the front foot in that first half, really dominated. Connor Sullivan and Ryan Gray put a stranglehold on this game. But again, like I said in the first half, every time Wilmington kind of threw a punch, the Raiders did a good job of answering.
Correct, and the Raiders actually utilized their big guy early. Carty had a nice first half. And then in the second half, it was just a matter of, I think, a struggle for both teams to score. The halftime score was 27-24. So we've only had not even 40 points this second half. So, again, struggling to score. Cats are losing. Cats don't have Ryan Gray for this overtime period. So, and we don't have access to books. We don't know if anybody else is in foul trouble. But, again, it's a good opportunity. It's the second overtime period for our friends from Watertown. And they've also lost that buzzer beater. First time Cats have really been in the game. So it's a good way to grow. And Coach Faraday has them playing hard. And that's all you can ask for.
Two big men that have gone at each other's throats all night, and Balter and Carthy to jump it up here to start overtime. We got 4 minutes on the clock here in this extra period. Watertown earns first possession here in OT. Wilmington coming up with that big defensive stop in the final possession. After the inbound went to Carty, he got double team and Balter forced the turnover. And the Raiders go one and done on the first possession.
Teixeira, I thought, took the shot. I think that's surprising that, again, they're not finding their big guy.
Good to note that Connor Sullivan and Aiden Didovich back in for their respective teams after a little bit of late injuries in that fourth quarter. Carty stuffs it right in the face of Sullivan. Last out on the Cats.
Again, Connor's got to understand the big guy's going to be there. And I know Connor's about 6 foot, maybe 5'11". Big guy's like 6'10". It's a big difference. All he has to do is put his hands up. And Connor's, I wouldn't be surprised if you run that play. Try to get your shooter, put Poyet in the corner next time. Just dish it to Will and try to take the corner three.
And Jim, the officials discussing here if that was out of bounds or foul on Wilmington as a pair of bodies hit the floor just under a Watertown basket.
I will say, the officials, I thought, have done a really good job keeping the game mainly in check. They're letting them play, evidenced by the score being low. But they do let them play, and everybody understands. Like Connor might be a little frustrated with that block and a little hit with the body, but they've let them play on both ends of the court. And I think that's really good. You want to see that and let the kids decide the game on the floor.
And now Steve Harrington getting an explanation. They do have a personal foul up on the board, Jim, so.
It's under team fouls, right? The team foul should be, that would be our third team foul or fourth team foul. Not even, it would be, I think it's 3-2 team fouls. Wilmington with 3 and Watertown with Coach Harrington discussing that. I'm trying to think, in the NBA and college, I think you get, it's like 2 fouls and then you're back in whatever shooting bonus because you get last 2 minutes. So they're going to have
this
a
game
discussion.
has been kind of high
really
intensity until that 8 seconds of the fourth quarter. We had that kind of cat and mouse game of the timeouts between these two teams, and now a little kerfuffle here to start overtime.
Yeah, they did with it. So it's Wilmington's 4th team foul. So they'll go to the line. They'll shoot free throws in this overtime after that.
And to counteract that, Watertown with just 2 team fouls. Either way, we're back to basketball. Just over 40 seconds into the OT period. Didovich shines the seam, kicks it out. Caterino a 3. Hits the right rim.
Grab it, Carl. Good job. They've not made a shot from that corner, I think, in 3 quarters now. So, again, I'll give them that look. Cat's got to try to find somebody to get them some offense here. See if Balter
leaves it off for Poyet a 3. Got it!
Poyet with another 3 ball.
Will Poyet with 3 triples in the fourth quarter in overtime. He didn't have a single point to about the 5-minute mark in the fourth, and now he's got 9. Cats back up by 3, 2:30 to go.
Again, forced him to go left, which is not his strong side.
Active hands. Snot, the spin move in the lane, but he traveled.
Roman thought a little bit too much there. He got the breakaway. Again, it's a part of growing up process of playing high school basketball. It's a fast game. The game got a little too quick for him there. Probably just settled down and brought it out, but that's okay.
Sometimes your mind just moves a little bit too quick for your body, and I think that's happened to number 5 out there. Carthy with the mismatch and scores. Will Poyet just shrugging his shoulders back into the front court saying, I don't know what else I can do there.
But it's not, nice move to the rack.
Sullivan down the other lane.
Sullivan pumping it up there. Cats back up by 3.
Under 2 minutes to go in OT. Teixeira gets the screen from Carthy.
He's going to call the walk.
No basket, he traveled.
Teixeira playing a lot of minutes here. Teixeira's made 2 mistakes now here in the overtime period. Cats will inbound the ball under the Watertown basket. Okay, now the clock is on your side. Sorry. Clock's on your side. Nothing stupid.
Just over 90 seconds to go in OT. Wilmington 51, Watertown 48. A game that has been deadlocked all throughout, dribbled off the foot of Sullivan.
Those are painful. Those are painful, Andrew. 3-point lead, 1:26 to play, dribbled off your foot. I know they're trying, they're working hard. They're getting. I think fatigue starts to hit in here as well.
The largest lead in this game has only been about 5 by Wilmington. That came in around the second quarter.
Yep.
But we've been pretty close all throughout. Carthy pulls the trigger.
Air ball.
Watertown can't keep it in.
Again, fatigue. Again, there's not a shot you're looking for. The big guy, why is he, I know he can make the shot, but again, why is he out there? It's the only time he's touching the ball. He also looks very fatigued from up here. Balter looks a lot fresher.
Wilmington still leading by 3 with just over 60 seconds to go. Cats still looking for their first victory of the season. 0 for 4 to start. Defender fell down, but Balter's pass too tall. Wilmington's had a couple of chances to extend their lead, but shooting themselves in the foot right now.
Just again, the turnovers are deadly. They're deadly, and that I know what he was trying to do there, but Gabriel's not going to another flop. Gabriel's not going to make that shot from the corner there anyway. So settle in. You got to settle down.
Caterino, corner 3, short. He's had some troubles all night from that spot on the floor.
10-second differential shot clock, game clock. Cats with a just get a good shot here. Set the offense. I'd like to see either Sullivan or Poyet take a shot here.
Foul against Lavoisier.
Means they're going to have to foul.
So that turns the shot clock off with 27 seconds.
Right. Coach is right.
That's the 5th.
Like I said, I give Coach Faraday. They played hard. That's what you want to see, and the success that they're having tonight is because they're really working hard. The turnovers will kill you, but they're out there they're not sulking. They're working through. There's another foul to give though. So you got to foul right away because the clock's off. I'm sorry.
With 1 foul to give, so again that shot clock being dead with 27 ticks.
Is it 1 or 2, Andrew? I think unless the scoreboard's wrong, that was only their 3rd. I thought that was their 4th. You're right. It's got to get it in bounds.
Comes into Sullivan, and they foul right away.
I don't know why he's upset. You got to do that with 25 seconds left.
That's the 5th personal against Benjamin Teixeira. So Wilmington will have to do it again. 1 more foul, and they're in the bonus. Up by 3.
This is now I tell you, I do like the non-1-on-1 now, Andrew.
Immediate foul on Sullivan.
No, Sullivan go to the line, shooting 2.
Two at the line for Connor Sullivan, who's been battered, bruised, everything in between in this ball game.
And they got to play again Sunday too, Andrew. They got a game against Somerville. We'll have live on WCTV from Salem State. We'll be out there doing that game. Be nice to come off a win to get that game going. It's a good chance. Sully on the blind.
2 at the line for the junior Connor Sullivan. Misses the first.
I think they want to just make us struggle up here. So this is the shot here.
Kyle Gabriel also tying his shoe. He's icing his teammate just a little bit.
A lot of time, too, here. This is a big shot. Even if it would be a 2-possession game, a lot of time icing his team. I'm going to give him heck when I see him. Good.
4-point game.
No foul here. Don't want to stop the clock. Stepped on the line. Turnover on 15.
Josh Moran wanted to get that ball in bounds, but he took a step in front of the baseline. It's a turnover. Wilmington ball up by 4.
Actually, the clock was at 22.8. I don't think they see that, but that's okay. It's only 0.4. Again, good inbound.
They get it to Balter.
Get it out.
They get a foul, and they do.
Take foul there by. So still they get a chance to make it still, no matter what happens, it'll still be a 2-possession game because they can only get to 6. I would say it's academic, but I've lived too many lives in basketball, watching and calling basketball games to say that it's a given. But, you know, it's close to getting a bus fired up out back. Or for us old timers, if he makes this, I'll tell you the next one. Or the fat lady starts to sing. So
whatever analogy you want to use.
I'm going to use the fat lady. She's warming up the vocal cords, Andrew, down beneath for us. That's in reference to an opera singer getting ready. This show's about to start. That's weird. It just went 4 seconds off the clock. They made a mistake. I shouldn't say that because the coach watches. Take the ball.
Didovic looking for an easy two. He's
and he
got
calls
it.
Timeout.
And a timeout.
Back to a 3-point game. Cats just have to inbound here and make a free throw, and that'll make it academic. You're right, though. I thought the clock was 22.4. It ended up at 15.8. But this is a high school gymnasium. It's a high school game. Not everybody, I'm sure there's a guy on every bench in the upper levels who's looking.
Wilmington leading by 3 with the basketball. 11.5 seconds left, but Jim, I was looking at the free throw line there when Sullivan was back up there. Hands on hips. Guys are tired. This has been a cutthroat game throughout.
Cutthroat fatigue. I thought fatigue affected Cardi a lot in the fourth quarter, but they took the tough three. Again, I am amazed that he didn't touch. I would almost, and I don't know, it just may be the way their offense worked. He already touched the basketball in the fourth quarter. And, you know, it's just hard because it's technically a relatively young team. He's got a lot of guys, new starters from last year who are learning. So I think that Christopher Eshian has been put in, I think, the foul, number 11. They're going to foul right away or try to make a steal, and if not steal, they'll foul. And right here, you got Poyet. There's nobody on Gabry. Double up Gabry. I'm coming back. Okay. So, he can run the floor. We got one of my pitchers from our baseball team back there, Roman Sennett. Just got to get into Sullivan.
Watertown doesn't foul right away. Sullivan escapes into the front court. And precious seconds came off the clock there.
He almost tripped there with those green shoes. Those Grinch shoes, you told me.
They're Grinch themed.
The Grinch-themed shoes. He almost tripped. But Connor Sullivan's put a great second half. Before we end the game here, it's 53-50. Connor Sullivan has really taken it upon his own shoulders. Couple big threes from Will Poyet. A couple big left-hand layups from Balter. But once they lost Ryan Gray, Sullivan, Balter, and Poyet really picked it up. And you can't say enough about the defense played by Gabry and Sennett. So if they win this game, it's a full team effort.
That's the first. And if
that'll do
you're
it.
A Watertown fan right now, Connor Sullivan playing the role of the Grinch tonight.
Yes, he has. Good.
Cats up by 4. 6.8 seconds left. One more at the line for Sullivan.
Good.
Got it. Timeout taken by Anthony Faraday.
Coach Faraday wants to celebrate. He takes the timeout with 6.8 seconds left. This will be his first victory as a Wilmington High School basketball coach. First of hopefully one of many. Like you said, he's done a great job in rebuilding programs, and he's done a really, like I said, this is a big turnaround from, I saw them play at Stoneham last. I know they went to Boston and got beat up pretty bad, but Stoneham hurt them a lot with their big guy. We had a really good answer for the big. So, you know, in reality here, he lost Ryan Gray. He's done a great job. Congratulations on his first win. At least he gets it at home. And it's a good positive step forward for the program, which now can go for 2 in a row Sunday against Somerville.
6.8 seconds left. Wilmington leading by 5. Steve Harrington, the 31st year head coach for Watertown, drawing something up in the huddle right now. Now, Jim,
not might be 5-point plays that you can draw up, though.
Do you foul here if you're Wilmington?
No.
Okay.
Because you stop the clock. This is just they got to go length of the court. They got to hit a three with 6 seconds left, and then you got to inbound. And I'm not going to say what happened in the Melrose game a couple years ago, but something bad did.
Wilmington doesn't foul. Watertown gets a good look.
And that'll do it.
Knocked down a 2 at the buzzer, but there it is. Coach Anthony Faraday picks up his first victory as the head coach of Wilmington, thanks to a 52 victory in overtime for the Wildcats.
Great win. They'll get the victory chain. They'll probably put it on Coach Faraday. It's a nice way to get off the schneid here in the new year. I know we have another game coming up, and we'll see what happens after that. This is a long, hard-fought battle. Congratulations, Coach Faraday, the Wilmington Wildcats, and congratulations to you for putting it with me for a whole game, Andrew.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but we got another one after this, so if you're sick of
I
us
hate
at
to
home,
break it to you.
best of luck. Again, your final one more time here in the boys edition of Watertown Wilmington. It's the Wildcats 55 and the Raiders 52. Watertown goes to 2-3 this season. Well, of course, Wilmington goes to 1-4 thanks to their first victory of the season. But don't go anywhere. We'll take a short break here on WCTV as the girls hit the floor. Wilmington and Watertown coming up in just a little bit. We'll be right back after this. Well, if we just saw what we did from the boys between Watertown and Wilmington, I think we got a good treat ahead of us of the girls' edition of the Raiders and Wildcats. Jim Boyle, Andrew Delpiana back with you. And Jim, a Wilmington team that's coming off 2 tough losses at the Romano tournament, and then Watertown has won 4 of their first 5 games of the season. 2 teams that were in the state tournament last year, but Wilmington really trying to get off this mini schneid that they're on.
Yeah, it'll be important for Wilmington. They got to get their scores. Ava Boudreau had a tough week. She came up to me before the game, said I only scored 2 points. So I look for her to have a big game. Watertown always plays a good physical brand of basketball, so it'll be really good for the Cats to get into that mode, to get ready to go. And, you know, I expect a really good competitive game. Cats need the win because they're now under 500, 2-3 to make the tournament. He's very senior dominant too, so it'll be a really good game. I look forward to a good game.
Tip-off coming up in just a couple of moments, but we'll turn it over to you, Jim Boyle, for a public address announcer and tonight's starters.
Welcome to this MIAA girls basketball contest between Wilmington and Watertown. Participating student athletes, coaches, and contest officials have worked diligently to prepare for today's competition. Please show your appreciation by demonstrating good sportsmanship and respect for all in attendance. Ensure that your behaviors reflect the values that should be identified with these student athletes. Assume responsibility for your behavior and the behavior for those around you. Remember, if you require assistance, please call upon the school official. Any verbal, written, or physical conduct related to race, gender, ethnicity, disability, sexual orientation, or religion shall not be tolerated and will subject the violator to ejection and exclusion from future games. And now for today's starting lineups. First, for the visitors from Watertown, number 2, Adriana Williams. Number 3, Alana Gary. Number 4, Sophie Sotui. Number 5, Victoria Dicker. And number 12, Carolyn Andrade. Watertown Watertown is coached by Michael Tempesta. And now for your Wilmington Wildcats. Number 5, Captain Jillian Collins. Number 10, the Summer of Sands. Number 12, Erin McCartney. Number 14, Captain Alessandro Del Gidio. And finally, another captain, number 32, Ava Boudreau. Your Wildcats are coached by Christopher Crisori. Now we ask that you stand and face the flag for the playing of our national anthem. For game 2 of our doubleheader on WCTV. Like I said, we are live. It is Friday, January 3rd, and I have the pleasure of during the game here with the phenomenal play-by-play voice of Andrew Della Piana, our junior from Syracuse. We had a great first game, Andrew. Hopefully looking forward to a great second game.
Yeah, Wilmington looking to continue the momentum into the girls aspect, and of course, with Wilmington losing two of those two games in the Ramada tournament, dropping to 2-3 on the season. Well, Watertown out to a quick start, just like they did last year, part of a 16-6 record to make the state tournament, losing in the Sweet 16. They're off to a 4-1 start. And again, alongside Jim Boyle, Andrew Della Piana with you from Wilmington High School. Excited to get this game started between the Raiders and the Cats.
Just as in with the boys game, I like to preach, because I'm a John Chaney disciple. Cut the turnovers, make your free throws, good run, solid offense. Got to get Ava Boudreau moving early. I expect a very physical game between these two teams. And the Cats are looking to get back in the winning ways.
Wilmington in their home whites and the light blues. Well, Watertown in the road blacks with the red trims. We're underway from WJHS with Wilmington getting out to a quick start. How about Ali Del Genio? The first 2 points not even 10 seconds in.
Okay, just like in the boys game, what you like to see, Ali go hard, straight to the rack and score. She's got a really good ability to do that. Open up a little bit of the offense as well. Good offensive possession to start the game.
Now, Wilmington, of course, as we talked about, coming off those two losses. We spoke with Chris Rosori before today's game. He said he wasn't thrilled by the way his team played in those two games. Offensively, only 22 points in the first round game against Chelmsford, and then only 41 against Tewksbury in the consolation game. So he's looking for a lot better of an offensive output from this team.
Well, good look at Jill Collins.
Jill Collins missing the easy layup. Future Penman, she'll be heading to Southern New Hampshire University in the fall to play women's soccer out there. Gets her fingertips in the mix, steals that away from number 4, Sophia Satui. And Del Genio picks it up. Collins picks her head up. Has number 12, Edward McCarthy, wide open.
For the travel there.
Which is called for the travel.
Again, the game sped up a little bit before there. Had a good open look. It looks like they're going to let them play here, too. It looked like on that first possession that we had tied up of her jump ball. And Looks like they'll let them bump a little bit, Andrew.
And for Watertown, headlined by their 3 senior captains.
Back-to-back transition turnovers.
Watertown under second-year head coach Mike Tempesta after he took over for Patrick Ferdinand, who left to coach Wilmington High School boys basketball after 7 seasons with the Raiders. Tempesta leading them to a state tournament just a season ago in his first year. Said that laid a great foundation for this team moving forward here in 2024. Del Genio on the floor looking for the steal, poking that away from Adriana Williams, and will jump it up.
It'll be Watertown ball. Again, it looks like they'll let them play. A lot of times in the high school game, that jump ball is called really quick. Looks like they'll flop around on the floor a little bit and get some more game flow going.
90 seconds in, even at 2 between the Raiders and the Wildcats. Here's Victoria Dicker, one of those senior captains for Watertown. Good defense by Boudreau. Offensive rebound by Audred. She gets the N1. We spoke with Mike Tempesta before today's game. He said that trio of Williams,
Dicker,
Alana Gary, and Dicker, they're not a selfish group. They'll do whatever it takes to win, and they've done a good job of filling into that next role after losing 4 starters from 4 seniors from a year ago, I should say, for the Raiders. Watertown with the early 4-2 advantage, not even 2 minutes in, and we talked about it right off the top. Number 32 in white, Ava Boudreau, really got to get going after just 2 points against Tewksbury. Still yet to take a field goal. Chris Vasori said he wants her to get a little bit more involved, start taking a little bit more shots, but something that's been a lot better for her this year is that shot selection decision making.
That's correct. And good, 2 pretty good shots there. The Cats, both possessions. That's got to be a travel too. Again, it's a game of turnovers early on here. Cats have got to make get a good solid set of offense going. Again, and you like Ava to be heavily involved in that offense. She is pushing towards 1,000 points as well, by the way.
But it's Del Genio and 14 in white, and 32 are going to have to really take the reins on this offense. Here comes Andre back the other way. She misses the layup. Still 4-2 Watertown. 2.5 gone.
A little bit sloppy early here. The game is delayed because the boys' game went long and did start late.
Andre getting on the floor, and timeout taken by Mike Tempesta. We'll take the timeout with him. 5:14 to play in our opening quarter. A little slow start from either side, but it's Watertown 4, Wilmington 2. We'll be right back after a short word.
All right, we can give the sponsors a little bit of a shout out here. Got to change the page though. WCTV sports coverage is powered by Red Heat American Tavern. Get your meal at Red Heat American Tavern. WCTV is also powered by WCTV, powered by Critical Mass Solar, Austin Stife Mortgage Loan Officer, and Team Blue Real Estate Group. WCTV, and thanks our sponsors for bringing us WCTV action all year long. Andrew, as we get back here, absolutely no game fall on a 4-2 game. After a really good, exciting boys opening, we were going up and down the court. It's just a little bit sluggish. They started late. The game was supposed to start at 7 o'clock, and it started at 7:15 because the boys' game went long. Could be a contributing factor that we get off to a really sluggish start.
Both teams still in the feel-out process early in this game, but someone who's off to a quick start, Caroline Audred. Already got 4 points, forced a steal on that last possession. And getting on the floor here against number 10, Summer Sands, will jump it up. Wilmington stays possession, but that full court press for the Raiders has been working so far.
Working hard, and the Cats don't have to come up with an answer. They're going to drop off. They're going to really quick. I expect a physical, quick game. Oh, good luck.
Nice give and go there. Collin to the rim, but she's swatted by Victoria Dicker.
Like you said, the 3 seniors that he has that play, Dicker, Gary, and Andre, have played a lot before they went to the tournament with this team last year. They bring good senior leadership. That's what the Cats are going to look for. Del Genio, Collins, and Boudreau, who are their senior captains. You really want them to step up here, get us settled down.
And when he was asked about expectations going into this year, he said, people didn't really think we'd be that good of a team, but we know within our walls we'd be a pretty solid squad, especially after a first-year head coaching stint by Tempesta.
And on the coach for Sorry side, he's had this group for 3 years. Del Genio, Collins, and Boudreau have played almost all 3 years, so it is a senior-laden team.
Extra pass, McCarthy at 3. Hits the back heel. Offensive rebound for Boudreau. Fresh shot clock for Wilmington. McCarthy got fingertips in the way of the pass, and it's Watertown who forced the turnover. At the halfway point of our opening frame, Watertown 6, Wilmington 2. Backdoor feed, another and one. This one courtesy of Elena Gary. And just like that, the Raiders are out to an 8-2 lead.
Watertown doing a great job getting the ball down low block, although 2 backdoor plays, and then a couple of good, easy 2-foot buckets as well. Cats going to have to come up with an answer defensively for that.
William Murphy checking in for Wilmington. Summer Sands will sit. Elena Gary, who Coach Tempesta described as one of the tougher players in the league. She's so scrappy defensively, just someone who's really an offensive nightmare for any guard.
Cats struggling to put points on the board, need to settle down their offense.
They get 4 points on the possession after the missed free throw, then the offensive rebound turn for 2. Leah Murphy right in the game, drawing the contact.
Lee doing a good job. Again, fake the 3 because she can make she can hit the 3 balls, getting dribble penetration, getting the player up in the air and getting a shot off. Almost gets the traditional 3-point. Now she's going to make the free throws.
And after the hot start by Caroline Odrid, she's a little timber just in front of the Watertown bench. She's got a quick 6 points in this game, and she's going to take a seat. Number 30, Brooke Lambeau checks in for the Raiders.
Lambeau's the 3rd of 3 Lambeau sisters who have played here at Watertown. Have played for Watertown. It's probably been like the last 7 or 8 years they've all played.
Murphy knocks down her first points of the night, but of course Andred, someone who Coach Tempesta has really flown under the radar for this team. Of course, we've talked about the 3 senior captains, but someone has really found their role is that senior forward of Andred. And has already outscored Wilmington here in the early go. 1-2 at the line for Murphy. 10-3 Watertown. 3:30 to go in the first quarter. Lambeau kicks it out. A long 2. Rims out. And rebound for Boudreau.
Good box there by Boudreau. She'll look to push.
She'll take it herself through the lane and gets the contact.
Again, that's what you like. Again, that's 2 plays in a row where they're struggling to shoot the ball from the perimeter. They took the ball into the lane. Both times they get fouled. Opportunity to get free points.
And with Boudreau really struggling that last time out against Tewksbury. Good to see her on the front foot to begin this ball game. Knocks down the first. You want to see her get that confidence back, that aggression early. Rebound pulled down by Lambeau, but the foul against Del Genio 94 feet away from the hoop.
Okay, 2 bad things happen in one play there. A, they missed the free throw, and B, she fouls from 94. It's hard, though. You're trying to be aggressive.
Three minutes of play first quarter. Gary has it knocked away by Boudreau, and a late whistle comes in for the foul.
That's a lazy foul there by Ava. She got to, again, as she gets frustrated by missing the shots at the free throw there. We want to be careful with that. Just need to focus on playing good defense here. You're only down 6.
Inbound comes all the way to the top to Victoria Dicker, who had the nice block in the first couple of minutes. Adriana Williams with the baseline drive. Good defense by Collins. Last out on McCarthy.
Again, Cats a little bit slow defensively here. They're going to have to pick up the intensity a little bit.
Dribble handoff for Williams. Free throw line jumper. Gets the friendly bounce. 12-4 Watertown.
No, don't throw it.
Dangerous pass from McCarthy. It's intercepted.
Coach Troy is probably getting a little bit frustrated right now. They're just not hitting on all cylinders. I'm going to be the man of cliches now.
Landwehr up at the top of the key, right to left crossover.
Travel. The coach is going to call the timeout, try to settle his team down.
2:17 to go first quarter. All Watertown to begin this one, 12-4 over Wilmington. And again, just some sloppy play from the Cats so far on offense.
Yeah, just a little bit off, and a little slow. I got to give Watertown. You knew they're going to come in. Their size and their physicality has really caused us a little clog up here in the on the offensive end. So now it's just a matter of trying to set something up. You got to hit a couple outside shots. But I really don't mind if you're missing shots going to the hole. You're really working on getting the ball deep into the hole and trying to score. But again, you got to get Boudreau and Delgenio moving forward and making shots. And again, defensively, they've been a little slow too, losing a lot of buckets in the paint. So.
Taking a look at the Watertown side as well. Caroline Audred, who left the game with just about 5 minutes to go in this first quarter, getting that right ankle checked on.
Being tended to by our trainer, Mr. Tom Nye. I like to give Tom a shout out every once in a while. Tom Nye, the training guy, is what we call him.
That's good. I like that.
He doesn't like that, though. He likes you and me like that because we're announcers. That's how it works. But let's see if they can get something going here on offense.
Watertown goes back into the press defense and give Wilmington some troubles here in the first 6 minutes. Referee said that ball was bobbled and still alive.
Yeah,
I thought I heard a whistle, Jim.
They're letting him bang around. Coach is not going to be happy.
Must have been an accidental whistle at least. Either way, we play on. Lambo backing down. Delgenio brings the double team.
Again, the Cats have to understand. It's just like with the boys' game earlier, the way the game was called. The boys' game, they let them play, and the guys, everybody, they figured it out. They don't. The girls are going to have to figure out. They're going to let you play and let you bang a little bit. You bang a little bit, and that type of turnover is not what you want to be Watertown.
Here comes McCarthy in transition, leaves it off for Collins. She fumbled it. Will stay with Wilmington.
Again, that's a tough pass to catch that close in. It's things they have to really work on, trying to get spacing and understand where your offense is going.
One of the things Wilmington really struggled with in that Romano tournament was playing in transition, something that Chris Vasori really wanted to work on this week in practice is running and turning defense into offense. Murphy, a triple. McCarthy, the offensive board, but she stepped out of bounds.
Good hustle there by Aaron. Again, you just pick it under your basket, steps out of bounds. You'll live with that turnover. That's a hustle turnover, not an unforced error.
Easy break for Watertown on the other side of the floor. Scoop layup by Williams.
Out of bounds before it's tipped off. Again, it's a weird flow to the game. How do I say that, Andrew? It's tough to. Man, and
a lot of sloppy play is the best way to put it.
The Cats just haven't been able to adjust, especially when they do put that press on.
Delgenio on the drive, kicks it out. Murphy will try another three.
Good
Short
pass
on this one. Boudreau, the offensive board.
So is that a missed shot or an assist?
It was a pass. We'll call it a pass.
Oh, we'll give Leah the pass.
Dicker, nice feed under the basket. Easy, too, for Lambo.
Again, the Cats are struggling with their speed, too. It's weird. It's nice move by Jill.
Easy lay-in for Collins. That tip of the pass might have helped out in the end.
Yes. Well, that's a tough long pass there, too. Don't read.
Watertown leading 14-8.
Again, they're getting beat off the dribble. Cats have to come up with an answer for that.
Raiders doubling up the Cats, 16-8 in the hands of Boudreau. Another turnover.
Yeah, that's one you don't like, another one of the sloppy kind of turnovers.
Number 13, Charlotte Forcina checks in for Wilmington, replacing Ava Boudreau.
I see if they hold for last shot here. I would expect that with this 8-point lead. A nice backdoor look. Good play by Delgino. They'll call that the jump ball. Possession or Wilmington. That's a tough one because she actually had possession. But
exactly 9 seconds of play in quarter number 1. Wilmington gets it in the front court. 2 seconds left in the quarter. They get up a shot. Not a great look. And that'll do it for quarter number 1. Through 8 minutes, it's Watertown 16, Wilmington 8. Wilmington a little bit slow out of the gates here on this Friday night here on their home floor. We'll be right back after a short word. We'll be right after this.
all right, we're back here at Cushing Gymnasium, Wilmington High School for today's live action, WCTV, Friday, January 3rd. If you're watching us live, give us a shout out. If not, enjoy the replay on YouTube as we push that out. Watertown will inbound the basketball, and they dominate that first quarter. I thought, Andrew, Cats down by 8, could be down worse. Too many turnovers. Interesting to see how Coach Fasori comes out of this timeout.
You got to give Watertown a lot of credit, too. Good, strong defensive pressure on that full-court press that Mike Tempesta likes to install. This being his first head coaching gig as well, Jim. He was an assistant freshman boys basketball coach as well under Dave St. Martin at Walpole. He retired back in 2017, so Tempesta felt like this was the right time to step into that head coaching spot.
It'll be a tough foul over the back on Lambeau, and I do know he credited a lot with the prior coach. I know he's talked about how he left him a pretty good program there.
And his favorite thing about being a head coach is the preparation that goes into games, and he's done a good job to start here in the first quarter, holding Wilmington to just 8 points. Cats looking for some sort of spark on offense. Leading scorer Ava Boudreau not on the floor at the moment. The second leading scorer, Ali Del Genio, driving the lane, draws some more contact.
Again, that's what you want. Again, try to force action a little bit. I get my obligatory Springsteen code in here. They're stuck in the mud somewhere in the swamps of Jersey right now. My kids hate when I do that. That's why I say it.
If I had a quote back at you, I'd fire it back, but I'm not a huge Springsteen guy.
Because you're young. You're not old like me. That's good. Again,
I do know who the boss is, at least. I'll tell you that.
That would be my wife.
Del Genio knocks down Bold.
Good free throw shooting there, Allie.
Watertown doing a good job of escaping the trap quickly down the other way, and a nice bucket.
I have to say, Coach Tempest has them very well schooled in breaking the trap. They've done a great job in breaking the press. They've got a couple easy layups. Could credit them. Cats are going to have to come with an answer.
First 2 points for Sophia Sutui. Watertown up by 8. 1 minute played in the second quarter. McCarthy lost the handle on the drive, picked up by Williams. There's the live ball turnovers really killing the Wildcats. Inside feed for Lambeau. Turnaround, hits the left rim, gets her own miss, throws it up once more. How about a third time? No.
It was good defense there by Murphy. Murphy fell down, did a good job.
Cats want to push the pace. Del Genio into the teeth, off the high glass and in.
Alessandra Del Genio with the 2. That's a double dribble.
Double dribble.
Again, unforced turnovers and missed shots are tough. And I have to say that Andrade went out. I don't know if she's going to come back, but Lambo's done a pretty good serviceable job of filling her role down low. So it'll be interesting to see what happens as we play forward in this game, what Coach Tempesta is going to do.
Only 4 substitutions on the Watertown bench, and if Andrade continues to stay injured, and that's only 3. McCarthy, corner 3, connects.
So would you like to see? Gets the ball into the paint by Boudreau, and they broke press again.
Gary fouled from behind.
Good offense, though. She got to the paint. Aaron's got the wide open look from the corner and made the shot to cut the lead to 3. So they're actually playing a little bit better, a little more flow to their offense.
Wilmington was down 8 in that first quarter. They've cut that deficit down to 3 in a game that has been up and down the floor. We haven't seen a lot of set plays on offense for either side. Inbound feed to Lambo, fouled by Boudreau, and quickly her second.
Again, you can't. You just don't want the big, or the big, whoever that is, Andrade or Lambo, to catch the ball down there so easily on the low block. Hate to harken back to the boys' game, but in the boys' game they did a good job fronting and playing defense on Cardi, who's a really dynamic 6'10" player. Watertown's doing a good job getting the ball and scoring in the paint.
Lambo short arms the first one, but either way, we got a lane violation against Watertown, so you can scrap that free throw. It's Wilmington basketball. Ava Boudreau, the leading scorer, operating the orb with Wilmington down by 4. Charlotte Forcina, well guarded by Natalie Haley, who just checked in. Boudreau, a deep 3, short.
Yeah, they got the look they wanted. She might have been a little too deep, but that's a good look for Ava. I can't complain. They got the shot.
Alana Gary into a pair of white jerseys, gets it out for Lambo, who drives into the paint. Well defended by McCarthy, even though the size advantage was definitely in Lambo's favor.
Oh, nice
McCarthy
move.
pushing the pace in the lane. The floater doesn't get the drop. And then Lambo fighting for the defensive rebound.
Everything worked there except the ball didn't drop. Everything's well executed.
4-point Raider lead with 4:40 to go in half number 1. Oh, good head fake by Williams and scores.
Like I said, they're defeating us down low in the paint, getting everything they want went down in the low block.
Allie McGilligot ready to check in for Wilmington, as well as Del Genio to return to the lineup. That's foul number 3 on Ava Boudreau.
That's a tough call down there, that spot.
See what Chris Vasori does here is, again, his star with 3 personals here in the first half. Not at the halfway point of the second quarter, but Boudreau picks up the steal. McCarthy straight away. Battle for the board. And a result on a foul against Wilmington. And
not on Boudreau.
They called that against Boudreau. That's number 4.
That is her 4th, and she's going to have to sit a long time here. Now it'll be a struggle. Now you lose your offensive weapon, your best offensive weapon. Now it's a matter of settle down, turn them over, work on your defense. Try to get some points off defense.
Watertown, the 6-point lead. Del Genio poking that away. It'll stay with the Raiders.
Good quick hands. That number 14, Haley, is an 8th grader, by the way, on the floor, so everybody knows.
Travel before the pass.
It's really good play by Forcina, Charlotte Forcina, just dropping in and helping out with the big, forcing the travel. Looks like they're going to pick up at half court.
Raiders 21, Wildcats 15, out of the halfway point of the second quarter. Erin McCarthy, she's had a solid start so far, and she gets fouled from behind by Lambo.
So again, the offense, if that works, that's the way that seems to work both sides. And that's a good play by Aaron to see the opening, go and get there and get the foul on Lambo.
Nice to see Aaron McCarthy come alive, as well as Ava Boudreau has 4 fouls. Del Genio, she's starting to come into her spot just a little bit, but McCarthy's hit a couple of big threes and really been the catalyst on offense so far.
And they'll take Lambo out. That'll actually make Watertown a little bit smaller. Looks like their JV team has arrived because the bench has gotten a lot longer since we last looked.
There you go.
Okay, somebody at Wilmington's got to step up. Aaron McCarthy, good person to step up. They're going to see a lot of minutes with Ava's going to be sitting out the rest of the half. Oh, there you go. Tried the back door. Murphy right there. Throws it back away.
She throws it right back away.
Again, you can't make the double mistake there.
After Watertown gave it away, a game of hot potato, Wilmington gives it right back. Elena Gary with Wilmington moving to a 2-3 zone defense. Raiders really staying at the perimeter, not a lot of room to breathe.
Yeah, coach saw that. I'm not sure what it looked like a 2-3 zone, but then it looked like it was in and out. But the coach saw they weren't moving the ball around well enough. Good time out there. Coach Versori, though, here now again, it's only a 5-point deficit. It was 8 points at the quarter, 2:54 to play. I always like to look at the last 2 minutes of a quarter, last 3 minutes. What are the important? You got to play this minute by minute. So Coach Versori's got to say we got 9 seconds left on the shot clock. We have to make a stop here, and then from that point, then we get the ball on offense. Let's run a good offensive set. If it's Aaron or Allie, Aaron McCarthy or Allie Delgino driving to the hole, that's great. Try to force some offense on them. So that's just how they got to really play it, especially with Boudreau out. They're going to really focus on getting good looks on offense and just playing good, solid defense. So it's, again, with 9 seconds on the clock, it's a tough timeout by Coach Tempesta, but he saw something he didn't like, so we'll see how this plays out. Just a reminder, we are live here on WCTV, January 3rd, second half of our doubleheader. The boys gave Coach Anthony Faraday his first win. Coach Faraday takes us to 1-4. A nice, good, hard-fought win over a really good, solid Watertown team. And next game for them will be Sunday, and that'll be on WCTV at 2:30. We're going to go live from Salem State.
Back to action here from Wilmington High School with Watertown leading 21-16. It's like Wilmington's going to stay in that zone defense.
Oh, that's a tough call.
It was Adriana Williams drawing the contact for Watertown.
It's going to be on McGillicott, I think. Again, it's a tough call, but because they do let them play, they do let them bang a little bit. That looked like a little. If they're going to make that call now, they're going to make the call consistently. Don't need to get in trouble with the IAABO or whatever they're called.
Williams knocks down both. Watertown 23, Wilmington 16, 2:45 to go in half number 1. Pass left off for Murphy, layup too strong.
Again, they got the look they wanted, just didn't convert, didn't execute. Again, now we're down in 2:30 to play. Got to play.
The 2-1-2 defense on the zone that Wilmington's running.
Oh.
The triple, a big one for Sophia Satui. And it's a 10-point Raider lead, their largest of the night. Del Genio looking for somebody to go to. 3 seconds in the key.
On that. Nobody came, and she got stuck. She picked her dribble up in the lane. She got stuck as they're having trouble with somebody coming to the ball. A lot of players here that I don't know how much playing time they've actually got with the foul trouble that the Cats have right now. So it's a different group in the game that would normally be in. They love the villain of a ball fake, Andrew. It's going to be a travel. I'm just watching this. That's The Jay Wright, fake.
Jay Wright special. It is.
And the Cats have not. Sometimes they fall for it. They've been pretty good about let them make the ball fake and take advantage of the pass. Good look.
McCarthy tried the give and go, intercepted, and the foul over the top.
Again, the play is understand the play makes sense, but again, there's so little space in between there to catch and shoot. So again, it's a smart play, but making it more difficult for the offensive player to try to handle and possess.
Watertown now in the bonus after the 15 foul against Wilmington. Watertown, a team under Mike Tempesta, has really been dominated by a strong defensive foundation. See Caroline Odred leaving the floor here at the gymnasium. Can't be a great sign for Watertown. We did say the reserves did come in, but.
Although there is only 1:28 to play, so maybe she's just go to the locker room early. So remember, we said it was about 3 minutes to play. I think it was 20 to 16 or 21-16. Since that point, the Cats been outscored 6 or 7 to nothing. So again, they running that dry spell. Now they got to get a little offense here. Look for the last minute 25 here to be aggressive offensively, try to get some points.
And after that McCarthy three that she hit about halfway through this quarter, it's been all Watertown. Collins finds herself open. Again, Wilmington getting those good looks, Jim, but if you can't cash in, it's all for naught. Good ball movement by Watertown. Can't get rewarded on the first one. Lambo, her own miss, turns around and drops. What a first half it's been for Brooke Lambo off the bench.
Yeah, the freshman come off the bench, giving them some good minutes. It's correct.
Open three.
Cats again need to figure out their offense. They got halftime coming up eventually. They need to really work on what do they really want to do. He'll get a good chance at halftime. Now we're going to try to keep it under 14.
About a 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Watertown up by 14. Satui, a tough shot. Great defense by McElligott. Offensive rebound for Dicker. Don't think she knew where she was on the floor.
Oh.
And she lost the handle on the pass. She was wide open with the hoop in front of her, but her back was turned to the basket.
Cats will get one last opportunity, Andrew, here. So again, they get a halftime break to try to right their wrongs or figure out what they did wrong. Only 7 seconds left on the clock.
3 seconds for the Cats. McCarthy has to heave from half court and nearly got a piece of the rim, but Wilmington really stagnant in that first half on offense. Only pays off for 16 points. And Watertown has its largest lead of 14. It's the Raiders 30, the Wildcats 16. We've hit the halftime break here from Cushing Gymnasium. We'll be right back after this. Second half action about to get started here from Wilmington High School. Alongside Jim Boyle, I'm Andrew Del Piana. Thanks so much for joining us on this Friday night. Watertown in front 30-16 after one half of play. And Jim, it felt like Wilmington's offense really got stagnant in that first half, and you can credit that to a lot of good defense for Watertown as well.
Yeah, it looked like absolutely no cohesiveness on offense. Ava Boudreau being in foul trouble did not help. And they really have to come out here and look like they, I hate to say look like they know what they're doing, but it looked like, you know, the New Year's break just sort of like caused them some discombobulation. I have to have an SAT word in there every once in a while. But they need to really focus here offensively. Try to cut this lead, get it under 10 as quick as they can.
And again, coming off some tough offensive performances in the Ramado tournament where they only put up 22 points in that first round game. Really looking to bounce back, and it's a good start with Ali Del Genio driving to the rim and getting fouled.
The funny part is that's exactly how the first half started. We got Del Genio to the lane. She made the shot, missed the free throw. She got 2 free throws coming up now.
But the other parts of the first half, they got to change that though.
Right.
First good for Del Genio. One of 4 seniors on this roster go along with Jill Collins, Ava Boudreau, Kimmy Kane. And Wilmington, the press defense, getting the job done here in the first 13 seconds of the second half.
Coach Versor, it looks like he's just trying to speed the game up for his girls as well, which is good. They don't have to think as much, speed it a little bit quick up, maybe get into better offensive flow.
That's the big thing we talked about in the first half as well, as he said this team needs to play a lot better in transition for them to give themselves a chance to win games. And Watertown with that hefty advantage after 2 quarters of play, looking to add to that, but the Wilmington defense causes some havoc here.
That shot clock shouldn't have reset there, but it did. Although I guess she had possession. Yeah, again, they get to the 50-50 balls now, so now they got to convert them. You want to see them roll around on the ground, trying to fight for every loose ball, which is a good sign.
Inside feed for Brooke Lambo, and she travels to return the favor.
Watertown on offense has done a good job with their dribble penetration, beating some of our defenders off the dribble and then getting either a good look down low. So again, that's what you want to see the Wildcats do here if they can.
Boudreau does have to be careful with those 4 personal fouls. She spins in the lane and draws some contact.
Again, exactly probably what they talked about at halftime is get the ball into the lane. Good things can happen.
Do you like the move to put her back this early in the ball game?
Oh, you got to. You're down 16 at the half. It's tough. She's your leading scorer, so you got to roll it.
Nothing run to start this third quarter for Wilmington. 3 made free throws to that. Watertown leading 13-19. Dicker, the righty layup, short. Wilmington ball.
Again, first half they were making those shots. So again, understand what they're trying to do. You want to try to rebound, defensive rebound as well.
Summer Sands, we haven't called her name a whole lot. Hits back iron, then hits the front. And the offensive rebound, though, from McCarthy. Sands leaves it off for Del Genio. Flips it up. Boudreau, the offensive rebound, and scores. See, that's what Wilmington was missing in the first half.
Right, good, strong offensive rebound and score.
Del Genio picks her pocket, but called for the foul.
That's a tough call made here about 70 feet from the play, but like I said earlier in the boys' game, it's like Krzyzewski's rules. They keep pounding and keep pounding. They're not going to call every foul because they don't want to slow the game down.
Raiders in a little bit of a rut here to start the third quarter, scoreless in the first 2 minutes. Seeing that lead dwindle down to 9. Lambo, first 2 points of the second half.
Getting really good minutes out of his freshman. Cat's going to have to come up with an answer for that low block.
Came in for Caroline Odroyd, who's sitting on the bench right now.
Oh, she's got the lane.
McCarthy finds an opening, drives, but the offensive foul.
That's a tough call on air, and there again, you don't have the restricted zone high school game, but
that would have fit the criteria. Yeah.
Correct. But that's the way it works. So the lead's 11, so you're slowly, like I said, you want to get it under 10 before getting to the fourth quarter.
Nice spin move by Williams to break that double team, and then she has it stolen from behind by Collins. Wildcats ball.
Again, the press there sped them up. So again, they sped up and they got out of sequence. They got out of the rhythm of their offense. So that's really what Coach Varsity wants to do. Now he's got to get into his offense.
Another
Legal
screen
offensive
called
foul
against Summer Sands.
It's just another bad. It's a turnover because it's an offensive foul. Just a tough, bad turnover. Especially since you got a little bit. You look like you're trying to pick up a little bit of momentum. Oh.
It's a 2-E. The drive-by. Can't convert. Offensive rebound. Put back. No. But a foul.
Again, there was no help though. Delgina went out for the on the ball fake, and the Watertown defender, offensive player, made the cut. No Wilmington player was there to slide back and get in the way. So again, rotation on defense is important, and now they're going to have a conversation. Nope. Anybody got a dinner reservation at 8 o'clock? We're going to miss it. Red Heat Tavern. Sponsors, Wildcat Sports.
Two at the line for Elena Gary. Back iron on the first.
The other thing you have to wonder, Andrew, will fatigue play a role without Andre around and being able to play if she's out? Will fatigue eventually play a role in the way their offense is structured going down the stretch if you're Watertown? So like I said, it's important for Wilmington to put some points on the board.
And we've only seen 7 total players in that Watertown rotation as well. Boudreau, face guarded by Dicker.
Nice look.
Inside feed for Delgina. The reverse layup, no. Gets her
Yes,
own miss, puts it home.
Good
Kind
look
of a
there
circus
by.
shot on the first one, don't you think?
Very good look there at goal timeout. Again, they're out of the press has sped them up a little bit, and that's a good call by the coach. But Coach Varsity has come out of the half. He's cut the lead. It was 16, right? So he's cut the lead by 6. It's now only 10. We're halfway through the quarter. He's done a good job in understanding the principles of the press. What was happening was they were getting beat off the dribble on the press. So and they were getting beat and then scoring real easily. So now they're when they trap, they're trapping against. It looks like they're trying to trap against the end line or the out of bounds line or the half court line, just to try to get them to speed up a little bbit. And I'm sure the coach Tempesta sees that and he wants to try to slow them down a little bit because it just is good lead to turnovers and easy bucket opportunities for the Cats.
And it definitely seems like playing more their brand of basketball in this third quarter start, which of course any coach would love to see that more. Again, 4:15 frozen in this third quarter. Watertown 33, Wilmington 22. Lead was 16 at halftime for Watertown.
And the Cats are going to get back in this game on their defense. They're going to have to get back in the game with their defense. And, Boudreau's going to have to be careful with the 4 fouls. So so she's down low playing a block, she's got to be extra careful. So we'll see what happens.
Raiders out of the timeout.
That's a
Dicker
walk.
Slicing through the lane, but she traveled.
Again, the slap from behind to knock the ball a little bit, slap the ball onto her hip, and then she just took a couple extra steps. Again, big possession here as we go under 4 minutes.
It's been a double-digit lead for majority of this. And Boudreau changes that. Her first triple of the night.
Way down there. That's why she's important. You gotta get her off the schneid.
Here comes the triple team to Williams. Somehow gets out of it. Last out on Watertown. Mike Tempesta can't believe it.
Yeah, Jill Collins actually touched that. I can see by the little smirk on her face. See if they reverse this call, because it did go off of Collins.
And they do. The smirk gave it away.
Yeah, it did. Little smirk coming up, Jill. Come on, you got to look like I didn't do anything. You got to have that Eddie Haskell look. Again, another very old reference, but this is what happens.
Jill Collins with the opposite of a poker face, if you will.
There you go.
Hide from last touching that. Watertown takes over. Immediately go to Lambeau. The double team. Broughton McCarthy gets her hand in there.
Good look. McCarthy for 3.
Last out on Watertown. Wilmington's starting to get a lot more better looks, at least on offense, Jim.
Better looks, a lot more energy, playing a little bit better. You know, they're forcing everything on the offensive end. Just got to keep on playing to a big possession again.
Inbound intercepted by Lambeau.
Another terrible turnover on a dead ball turnover.
Small plays like that, when you got some momentum, you can't afford to do that.
Correct.
Lead remains 7. Nice pass inside from Lambeau, but she's fouled from behind. Goes against Del Genio.
That's a tough call. The referee's underneath the basket. She can't. She sees her come up, even if she got all ball. It's like she come over the back. So it's a tough call for the official.
Leah Murphy checks back in for Wilmington, replacing Del Genio.
So now Coach Frisori also is going to have to make a determination of how and when and if she sits Boudreau for a little bit to try to maintain. Oh, nice catch.
McCarthy leaves it off for Murphy. Sands an open 3. Can't keep it in.
Again, McCarthy had Murphy underneath the basket, and Leah probably was a little bit too far under. I wouldn't have been shocked if you stopped dribble to try to hit the layup. But again, they got a good look there.
Under 3 minutes to go in the third. Raiders 34, Wildcats 26.
Again, they're letting them bang.
The one and done. McCarthy, corner 3.
Long. Oh, nice steal by
Steal by McCarthy and the score. What a heads-up play.
Again, extremely heads-up play, aggressive play. Cuts the lead to 6, almost where you want to be now. It's 2:29 to play. She missed the 3. She didn't give up on the defensive play. Watertown got a little bit lazy. Watertown's been a little bit, not lazy, but a little bit lackadaisical in how they're handling the basketball in this quarter. So it's important as the Cats keep clawing back. Again, clawing back. Don't make mistakes. You know, it might be a good time to take Boudreau and go offense, defense with her for the last, once we get under like 2 minutes if you can. But again, he's got a coach for stories. This is why he gets paid the money. He can make the decisions, and you know he's got his leading score. And she's gotten a little bit heated up here in the third quarter. So you know you do need her down the stretch, and you have cut it to 6. And now it's really just a matter of just trying to figure out exactly if and when you bring her in and out.
And no doubt a risky decision to put her in at the start of this third quarter, dealing with those 4 fouls since about the 5-minute mark of that second quarter. But
yep,
as you said, you need your leading scorer out there when you're down by 16, and it's paid off so far as Wilmington has dug 10 points into that, has only made it a 6-point game, and a game that no doubt had the lookings of a blowout after that half.
And you're absolutely right with the risk reward. The risk is high, and the reward is even higher in reality. So that's Andrew, absolutely right with that thought process.
Well, here comes the full court press for Wilmington once again. They forced another steal. The last thing you want to see if you're Watertown, especially out of that timeout. Wilmington with a chance to make it a one-possession game. Boudreau draws another foul. And Elena Gary a little bit slow to get up for Watertown.
It'll be a battle of attrition here. That's a good play by Boudreau. She settled herself onto the basket so she wouldn't get called for the charge. But again, it's risk reward, and here's some reward. If she can make both free throws, they cut it to 4. Just a little bit better offensive flow for the Cats. I really think that losing Andre is not, you can see a little bit on their offense. They're really a little stagnant in their offense this quarter.
Especially after Lambo had kind of a pretty productive first half, if you will.
Yes.
She had the turnover stolen by McCarthy. She's kind of settled back into a couple of those freshman mistakes, if you will.
Got to make your free throws, though.
Nevertheless, the lead only 5 for the Raiders with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Watertown led by as much as 16. Wilmington back to a man-to-man. Looks like a hybrid more of Jim.
Yeah, and try to keep they're trying to, so watching that play, good rebound by Sands. They're trying to keep, and that'll put them over the limit now. They're trying to keep Boudreau in a space where she can't commit the foul. So it is kind of a hybrid defense so that Boudreau's not going to get caught with, having to take a charge or having to make that decision where she has to be defensively. You just don't want to get an offensive foul here because they're going to really try to work her down low, I would imagine.
Boudreau, heavily guarded by Dickerson, goes into the paint, off the window, and scores.
Ava Boudreau. Excellent move. She's really picked it up.
What a third quarter it's been for number 2, playing with some high risk with those 4 fouls. Lambo throws up a shot. She's fouled.
Again, there you could see where she got the ball with the understanding where Boudreau was with the fouls. Ava had to back off no matter what. Foul came earlier than that. It's a shoot 2. Again, it's a good quarter for the Cats. It looked like they didn't remember how to play the game of basketball in the first half, and they've all of a sudden the sun rises on Marblehead, and they know what they're doing. So
Wilmington has outscored Watertown 17-5 in this third quarter so far after that make by Lambo.
And Maria, this is why it's good to have Andrew, because his math is 1,000 times better than mine.
Offensive rebound for the Raiders.
And this is an important defensive possession now.
Dicker into the body of Boudreau. Offensive rebound by Gary. Drops.
Again, that was an instance where Ava with the foul had to back off, and then they got the offensive rebound.
Boudreau from the parking lot. Rebound comes all the way out to Del Genio. Drives baseline, throws it up. Offensive rebound for Murphy, can't get it to go. A lot of great chances for the Cats, and Del Genio goes flying.
Coach Rosori not happy with that call. Getting a little chippy here at the end of the quarter. I didn't hear if he was, I would get Boudreau out, but again, the game's flying through you right now with the shot clock almost off. 6-point deficit.
And the only thing we'll get out of that is an out of bounds. Lead back up to 6 for Watertown. About a 4-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Mid-range jumper. That one's good for Williams.
Again, it's just a matter of good counter punch here to bring it back to 8 by Watertown. Cats need a bucket here. Possession hour belongs to Watertown.
Shot clock is dead, and Del Genio, the illegal screen.
That's a tough call down there with 8 seconds left. All right.
8 seconds for Watertown. The lead is 8. Can they get it back to double digits? The horn just went off here.
Offensive foul. There's no shot there. No, there's offensive foul. I don't think that's shooting. The mistake by the table. They'll have it out of bounds. I've had this situation in a travel game where it's a weird rule. If the scorers mess it up, they have to I guess you do get they have to replay it somehow, but that was on a non-shooting foul. If my sons out there are listening, or my wife and kids, we had a game against Wakefield. The guy that was at my wedding was the official, and everyone hated him because he made the call against our team. Then our coach got a technical foul. We ended up losing in overtime. But it was a weird because they should have shot 1-and-1, and the scoreboard didn't do it. I yelled at the guy, and they said it. Oh, there's a mistake, and the guy got fouled. And they reset it. It was a whole mess. But this is probably the right call.
So Watertown keeps possession. 6.1 seconds left. Raiders up by 8.
Collins in for Delgenio. Again, this is a bit big because you're right. Could get it up to 10. 6.1 seconds left. They don't get the time back on the clock either.
They'll put an extra 1.9 seconds left. 8 seconds left in the quarter for the Raiders, leading by 8. Lambo wide open underneath the hoop, can't finish. Offensive rebound for Dicker, can't get it to go. Wilmington ball.
That was the longest 6 seconds of my life, I think.
Well, they put 8 back up on
oh,
the
they
clock.
did? Okay. Andrew, I got you. That's
1.8. Boudreau will throw it the length of the floor, and it hit the batting cage on the top of the ceiling.
All right.
Well, Wilmington got it down to a 6-point game, and then Watertown a little spurt there at the end to add to that advantage. We'll go into the final frame with Watertown leading 39-31 with 8 minutes left. We'll be right back to Wilmington High School after this.
This is a tough game. All right, we're back here at Cushing Gymnasium for the fourth quarter of our doubleheader action. Cats won the first game. The boys won their first game of the season. Cats will trail here by 8. Going in, we want to thank our sponsors. WCTV sports coverage is powered by Red Heat American Tavern, where I just missed my dinner reservation as this game is going wrong. WCTV is powered by Critical Mass Solar, Austin Stipe Mortgage Loan Officer, and Team Blue Real Estate Group. So just a notification, Team Blue Real Estate Group is Linda Ducharme works for them, and her daughter was 1,000-point scorer. Kylie, 1,000-point scorer and 1,000 rebounder here at Wilmington High School. Back to you, Andrew.
Thanks so much, Jim. 8 minutes to go here in the fourth. Watertown up by 8 with the basketball. Looking to put some finishing touches on this conference victory, and they start by drawing the foul against Aaron McCarthy to start this final frame.
After some of the scrums we have, that's early ticky-tack one.
Fresh shot clock for the Raiders at 35 following the foul.
Come on, Ava.
Boudreau hits the deck. Jump ball.
Excellent hustle. 4 birds for Ava Boudreau. You'd like to see your senior leaders doing that. Jill Collins as well. With the jump ball arrow going to the Cats, they're going to get a chance to cut the lead.
Wilmington was held to only 16 points through the first half. They got 15 in the second half so far.
Travel underneath their own basket. Like I said, it'll be interesting to see what fatigue does here because they've played almost these 4 or 5 players, 5 players total, with Andre being out. Cats have to capitalize.
Working around the perimeter, and Lambo intercepts it. She took it right away from Boudreau. Gary
Nice
off
play.
the bank and in.
That's what they were doing in the first half, too. Cats going to have to hum on it. They're down 10.
Boudreau called for the offensive foul, and that's number 5.
That's like a, I don't know. That's they call it ticky-tack. They call that. That's the way life works. That's not her 5th. That must only be her 4th. Oh, we were wrong. That's her 4th. I think Delgino might have 4 too. We had them counted wrong. My mistake there, Andrew. Sorry about that.
No, excuse me, that was only 4 for Boudreau, so she stays in the game. Watertown leading by 10 with 1 minute to play, with 1 minute played in this 4th quarter. Wilmington's really got to go on a run at some point. And 3 seconds in the key against Watertown.
You heard that whistle, and Ava looked around and said, what did I do on that? As the bump. Again, down 10, 6:39 to play. Run a good set of offense here. He'll have to get Delgino back in the game, unless Delgino had 5. I don't know. She looks like.
Boudreau, straightaway 3. Can't hit.
And it's good.
A big 3 for Ava Boudreau. It's a 7-point game.
A good no call there by McCarthy getting away. That's the call that should have been down this end too, but you appreciate it. Delgino back. Again, I hate to be an old man yelling at clouds, but something has to be done with the block charge rule anyway. All throughout NBA, college, high school, it's almost like it's hardly ever a charge. It's usually always a block. But sorry, my diatribe is over.
It's all right. You're allowed to rant. McCarthy sliced to the lane. Fouled. She'll get 2. 7-point deficit for Wilmington. 6 minutes to go. That 3 by Boudreau.
It was huge.
Brought him a big new sense of life, if you will.
Got to make your free throws.
Wilmington just won a combined 45% from the free throw line in those 2 losses in the Romano tournament.
And I would guess they're probably about at 55% here tonight. So, again, this is where he's got to be careful with his offense, defense.
Wildcats get charged with a foul. It goes against Erin McCarthy for a shove. 3rd team foul in this quarter for Wilmington.
Going to give Boudreau that rest.
Back in. Taking out Ava Boudreau with 6 minutes to go. Might just be a short rest for the senior captain. Gladys, we've heard this, Jim, all night long. It's a 2-3. She silences it.
They got the look they wanted, and she drilled it.
Back to a 9-point Watertown lead with 5.5 to go.
Like I said, Gary's played a great game for them, number 3. Defensively, got her hands in the passing lanes all over the place. She's had Delgino almost the whole game. Oh, good look.
Delgino gets it over the top. Has to take a tough shot, but she traveled before.
Again, she forced that a little bit. Down 9, forced that one just a bit.
And that defensive presence for Watertown really picking up here in the 4th quarter.
Oh, nice play by
Miguel got the steal. The soft touch off the window and in.
Good anticipation. Here we go.
A real do-it-yourself play from McGilligot. Watertown 44, Wilmington 37. 5 minutes and change to play.
Oh, he can't go with that ball fake.
Satsui into the teeth of the defense. Left it short.
Get that Delgino go for that ball fake almost every time. She's got to just settle back. Let the game come to her.
Swinging around the perimeter for McCarthy. Collins can't keep it in.
Just a bit out of control. Boudreau back in. Again, on the offense, they sped up just a little bit. They get out of control.
I don't know if you saw that, Jim, but Ava Boudreau just tried to check herself back into the game, and Chris Vasori said, not yet, not yet.
You don't need her to play defense with 4:40 down 7.
The lead is 7 for the Raiders. They've been in command for just about this entire game. Largest lead was 16. Illegal screen.
That might be the dumbest foul I've seen today. She didn't even need to. She extended her arms there. She played good all game. That's Decker's been really good at just there extending her arms a little bit.
Number 32 for Wilmington comes back in.
Too late to get that sub in.
Boudreau backing down Dicker in the paint, spins the left shoulder, throws it up, no whistle. Williams, here comes the double team. She gets out of it, and a timeout taken by Mike Tempesto.
Yeah, got a little bit sloppy here last minute as things are happening, as the Cats made a run here. You just have to keep going hard to the rack if you're Boudreau, and if they call, they call. If they don't, they don't. And then settle back and back on defense. Cats just really need to focus now and stops on defense, good offensive possessions. I mean, I sound like it's like that's not rocket science, but it's hard to focus as the game has been going. Sometimes it gets really out of control, wacky, and they've done a good job in cutting a 16-point lead down to 7, right? So they've cut 11 points off since the half. Now they just have to try to close the gap more. Half the quarter left to play.
Just one timeout remaining for Watertown. 3 in the back pocket for Chris Vasori. Still feels like a good amount of time to work with, down by 7, and every time Wilmington kind of gets to that 1 possession, 2 possession mark, Watertown has had an answer.
That's true, and the irony is that Coach Furry came out of the half with a game plan that's been effective, but you get, are you expending so much energy to get to that point that all of a sudden you get to the point you need to be, and the energy has been expended. It's one of the things, keep coming back. But we talk about that, but the girls from Watertown, God bless them, they've almost all played the whole half. I think he's trying to substitute people in and out here. It looks like he took Dicker out.
And a rotation that's only been about 7-8 deep if you count the injury to Audred, who has missed the entirety of the game since the first quarter, and the rest of the starters have had to play some big minutes. Inside feed for the freshman Lambo, throws it up off the window and scores.
They've gotten really good offense out of her tonight when they needed it.
She's had to play some big minutes in the absence of the senior Audred. Delgenio pulls the trigger. Boudreau, the offensive board, tosses it up.
Oh, double dribble. They got lucky there. Whoa, I thought Boudreau was going to pick up the foul.
Give Gary some credit. She sold that contact, too. 3:30 to play in the 4th. Reverse layup, too strong for McCarthy. Last off of Boudreau.
Cats having a lot of trouble inbounding the ball, too, I've noticed here. Fasori's going to take a timeout, but that play where Aaron's has got to realize there's a lot of time on the shot clock, just to try to reset. I know you're right down low. You think you've got a good look, but it's just the flow of the game has been so disjointed. When you get the ball there, you think you can score.
Exactly 3:30 frozen in the 4th quarter. Watertown 46, Wilmington 37. Gotten some 2 really good games here today on WCTV. Jim Boyle, Andrew Delapiano with you from Wilmington High School.
Hopefully this one will be a barn burner just like that first game was. Coming down the stretch, girls have to score a couple of points. They could use a good quick basket and a turnover. Like I said, Coach Vasori came out with a plan second half, and they've executed it well. But every time, like you said, Andrew, every time they get it to within 1 or 2 possessions, they give up a big 3 or an easy bucket. Lambo, I thought Lambo, as the freshman's done a really good job for Watertown filling in. And they really, with Boudreau having the foul trouble, she can't really be as aggressive on defense as she might want to be.
It'll be Watertown basketball leading by 9. comes the full court press from the Cats. Loose on the floor, picked up by Williams. 3-on-2 the other way for the Raiders, but Mike Tempesta, the head coach, has slowed things down.
Good defense there by McCarthy to knock that ball away from Lambo.
McCarthy steps into a three. Got it!
Good.
6-point game.
Now you get a stop. Good defense. Again, the press is really, first half they had really limited trouble breaking the press. The second half they've really struggled a little bit with breaking even just getting easy passes out of the press.
The inbound is clean and Delgenio. Call for the reach. That is 5 against Delgenio. She is done.
It's tough to lose your point guard in that situation. Down 6.
Through the hands of Lambo. Loose ball picked up by Haley. Gives it off for Satui. She blew the layup. And then she tried to come back into bounds, but she already touched the basketball.
Cats a little unfortunate and fortunate on the play. Unfortunate that the ball got thrown away and it just happened to roll right with McElligott.
Good. How about Wilmington pushing the pace? They caught Watertown sleeping on defense. It's a 4-point game.
Here's the barn burner we wanted, Andrew.
Watertown 46, Wilmington 42. 2.5 to go in the game. Raiders content with killing some clock. High screen from Lambo. Williams for 3. No. Boudreau, the defensive board.
Oh, she got McElligott.
Pass for McElligott. Leaves it off for McCarthy. The up fake. Oh. She traveled.
Turnovers at the wrong time when you don't want to. I thought Allie should have McElligott should have taken that ball right to the hole, and she had the opportunity. I know what she's trying to do, play the unselfish way, but she had the lane, and she's made that shot a couple times. Again, only down 4, need to stop. Lots of.
Here comes the double team. Watertown nearly throws it away. Heads up play by Gary to keep it alive. She'll pick up her dribble and slow things down, kill some more clock for Watertown. Raiders with the basketball, 2 minutes ago, up by 4. Williams, nice through the traffic, missed the shot. Rebound for Murphy. Gets it through Boudreau. No true point guard out there, Jim, and it pays off for Watertown.
Again, they're just not, they're rushing that on all, when they picked up the ball, they rushed it a little bit.
90 seconds to go. Ten to shoot for the Raiders. Inside pass for Williams.
She walked there. That's got to be a travel.
Dancing along the baseline. Yep. She stepped out of bounds.
The Cats have to settle here, get the ball across half court, set their offense up. That seems to be what they've been issues. They're not going to pick them up until half court, though. It's all going to be in Boudreau's hands. McElligott wide open down low.
With 3 black jerseys around her, she threw it away. Did it get tipped? No, it didn't.
Another unforced error for the Cats. Gotta eliminate those. Just want to mention, a very good crowd stayed for the game. A lot of the boys are down there. I can see them having won their basketball game.
Williams to the baseline. Foul against Collins.
And they'll go to the line. That's our 5th.
Watertown to the bonus. Leading by 4 with 56 seconds to play. A game that Wilmington was down by 16 at one point and they've battled their way back, but turnovers down the stretch, Jim, have been an absolute killer.
Absolute.
Williams short arms the first. senior captain, Adriana Williams. Good on the second. 5-point game with 56 seconds left.
Boudreau or McCarthy should get the shot here.
Leaves it for McCarthy, straightaway three. Finds the hands of Williams.
Timeout was called by the coach there, as she got a little trouble there.
Timeout taken before the foul, so that will be granted beforehand. Watertown leading by 5 with 40 seconds left.
That's important as well, because there would have been a foul call. They would have gotten the 2 shots. So Cats down by 5. 40 seconds, it's going to be a foul. You're going to have to foul the rest of the way out almost here. I think you have to foul right away. Try to lengthen the game. Always been an argument now. Kids, I noticed that high school players, as you go up the ladder, you understand, some players don't understand, but you have to understand here, this is about lengthening the game, because they miss a free throw, you're still down 2 possessions, opportunity amounts. The turnovers late here have really hurt them. I mean, they have a couple opportunities, they threw a few balls away.
Watertown looking to make that record 5-1, leaving Wilmington tonight. Well, the Cats looking to snap a 2-game losing streak.
So here, Boudreau, I wouldn't have Boudreau in the game here, but I'm sure she will be. She's the only one who you don't want, you can't foul. If they can't inbound the ball, you want, because there's no clock to get it over the timeline. You know, there's no 10-second rule for girls basketball. So what you want to do here is you want to try to force the steal, and if not, I would foul and lengthen the game. Not sure what Coach Varsity here has in mind.
Collins got her hand on it, and they steal it away. Wilmington forced the turnover. Nice play by Collins with her back turn of the basketball.
Right. And then a really good play by Geary on Watertown to knock that away. Forcina going to come in.
Quick sub in for Wilmington. We'll get Charlotte Forcino back in real quick for Allie McGilligot. Wilmington forces that key turnover, still down by 5.
Where they struggle today is getting the ball in bounds.
And Boudreau has that ball tipped. Some good defense by Gary.
Yes.
We've been talking about that all game long.
Yeah, they've done a good job here denying the inbound. And timeout will be Varsity. He's got 1 left.
Now, Jim, if you're Chris Varsity right now, what are you drawing up in this huddle?
Well, I think what I'm trying to do is once I get the ball in bounds, I want to bring Boudreau off a screen and try to get either Boudreau or McCarthy up to get. You don't need a 3, but you need a 3 at some point. So Boudreau inbound the ball here underneath their own basket. Get it to whoever, and then have her come off a screen. Try to get a 3-point look here, right down below us. I don't know what we have on the screens. I'm pointing to nobody. And if that doesn't work, then have McCarthy on the other side. So you have to go cross court and then have somebody flash and McCarthy get the ball on the other side. So you want to look for a good open 3 if you get it. If not, drive the ball to the hole, depending on who gets the inbound. So Boudreau inbounding because he's confident in what Ava can do. She's played a lot. She's been through a lot of games. But she's got to then get the ball back after the inbound. Watertown's done a good job clogging up any kind of inbound play, and it's important for the Cats to understand that. So therefore, if it happens, Boudreau's got to get it inbound and get off the screen and try to get an open look. Plenty of time, 36 seconds left. And now you make it, you just got to foul right away. You do have that 1 timeout left.
It is Wilmington basketball with 36.6
so
seconds
not
left.
Inbound.
Watertown 47, Wilmington 42.
Murphy will inbound. See if they come off and try to bring Boudreau towards the sideline here. Nope, they're going to run off for a screen. There's McCarthy for the 3. Oh!
McCarthy gets fouled.
Just waste time. She should have tried to shoot that, and it would have been a 3.
Gary
free
went
throw.
skying for the block and landed on McCarthy instead.
See if they run the same play here.
It's the 3rd team foul against Watertown.
This will be, run the screen. Inbound it.
Throw it into Collins, and it's
they
intercepted.
Just struggled with all that.
They got a foul. Jim. Still nothing yet. Williams is out of it, and finally there it is. But
again, the struggle they've had all game with inbounding the ball comes back to haunt them. They turn it back over in the inbound pass. I like the play call before that. Watertown probably got very fortunate that the foul was called because Wilmington did get the ball in play and did seem to have their play set up.
Did that look like the same play in mind to McCarthy?
No, I think what they did there was they figured out that they were going to try to get the ball about to Boudreau, and they sort of like they faced her, so the ball couldn't get in, so they couldn't throw the ball up over the top. So again, it's the game of the way coaches are working, their minds are working, but that'll just about do it. That'll be the 7-point, 3-possession game.
Wilmington needs a 3. Boudreau steps into it. Air ball. McCarthy from deep. Back iron. Ball on the floor. McCarthy's got it. Launches another 3. No good. Rebound for Gary. And that will do it. Watertown hangs on thanks to a 49-42 victory over Wilmington. Just too many miscues by the Cats down the stretch.
Yeah, the Cats turned the ball a little too much. They got a 16-point hole, which didn't help them. Every time they made an effort to get back into the game, they struggled a little bit. Hopefully a learning experience. They dropped to 2 and 4, which is sort of puts a kink into trying to make the tournament as well. But credit to Watertown. They came and played hard. Credit to our girls. Played a great second half. Coach Story did a really good job in setting up everything when it's set up. Just a little bit of failure to execute down the stretch.
Watertown with the victory advances to 5-1. But what a day of coverage this was, Jim. We got a great boys game to start and then girls on top of it. What final thoughts from today's action?
Happy for Coach Varsity. Got his first win. I know he was thrilled down in the locker room to get the signed ball from all the players. Tough loss here for the girls. Girls have really going to have to bounce back now as they get into the meat of the schedule. Now you get a lot of all the conference games will be coming up. But like I said, I'm extremely happy for Coach Anthony Varsity getting his first win. He's done a great job. Hopefully turning the program around. Kids played hard. Boys deserve all the kudos. And I'll be back at it 2:30 on Sunday up in Salem State, where we play a game versus Somerville.
There you go. You talked about great work, and that goes to all the hardworking men and women behind the scenes here at WCTV TV for putting on today's broadcast. But for Jim Boyle, I'm Andrew Delapiana saying so long and enjoy the rest of your Friday night.